satisfies your life.
This is row 1, seat 1.
Well, this is nice. When did we start doing this? Nobody told me about this. I thought everything sucked now. Do you have a card?
You shake my bones and you rat on my balls.
I'm going to, okay? Jada, I love him. Can't wait to see it. All right?
Luck is for dudes.
I'm like, Joey can't get to his damn computer and phone fast enough to just smash everything he can possibly say.
That means every fucking thing to me.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Dude, that is so, I hate that video so badly.
I feel bad for Russ, man. I'm like, you guys caught him at like his worst fucking moment.
He's doing like the green screen Titantron thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he was doing. He's just doing some fucking, some promo shit.
He's like, let's ride.
Bro,
And he's like, let's ride.
let's ride.
But it became like a viral
It's
meme.
like, yo, get amped up, bro. And he's like, all right, let's ride. And you're like, no, dude. You know what I mean? Like, get amped. Like, this is going to be on a big-ass screen.
He's your girl taking the picture for the 80th time. And she's like smiling. I'm like, there's nothing.
He's like, nah, she's like, oh, let's do another selfie. My hair wasn't good in this one. You're like, nope, I'm out. My face muscles hurt way too much. I am totally done with this crap. Shut up.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Less than 2 boys.
He's like Denver.
A week from tonight, we will be making our official picks for the NFL season, for the 2022 season. We'll be making our official division winners, playoff picks, Super Bowl picks, the whole 9. So next week's show is going to be probably one of my favorite of the year.
I'm picking New Orleans, the whole thing.
Spoiler alert, I'm picking New Orleans to win the NFC South next year. This year.
Did you already say that?
I think I did. But we're going to be doing our picks next week, so tune into that. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is Row 1, Seat 1. I am your host, Joey Fats. With me, as always, Mr. Betancourt and Plizzy.
Hello.
And, boys, we had a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight. Aaron Rodgers absolutely dunked on Mike Florio this weekend on the Joe Rogan podcast. That was awesome. Trey Lance he's going to be looking over his shoulder. Justin Fields shows us what it's like to not have a complete fucking moron like Matt Nagy running your offense. We've got Malik Willis coming out of the cut and just doing some straight like looking like Steve McNair in his prime type shit. Mm-hmm. We'll get into that. We'll get into Brady using some fairly colorful language with the media. We got the video for that. You won't want to miss that one if you haven't seen it. And we've got a bunch of other shit too. We'll do the Motorsports Minute. F1 is back. Daytona was fucking awesome.
Yep.
We've got a ton of fun stuff to talk about, and of course your phone calls 774-992-8702. So give us a call. Get your thoughts in. Tell us how you feel.
Whatever it may be.
We'll talk about some fantasy stuff, too. We had our fantasy draft, the three of us.
I thought it was great.
In my league, we had our fantasy draft on Sunday.
I love how he told his wife, like, as I was leaving, I was like, bye, have a good night. And she goes, oh, he told me 2 hours. I'm like, 2 hours? I'm like, this is a marathon for us, and we finished in like 5.5.
It should have gone quicker than that.
This is the fastest one. Since I've been in your league, this is the fastest one.
I don't think it's the fastest one. It's the most efficient one. Because usually...
Isn't that the same thing?
No. Because, everybody actually made all their picks this year.
And we even had to do it on the phone.
Whereas usually...
That guy, warrior.
Yeah, I know. I got to hand it to that kid.
Usually Shadis and I are like... We get, like, by the 7th round, me and Shadis are like, fuck this. This is stupid.
Which I did.
Let's go fucking play Beirut with, face masks on and, whatever, like, I don't know, do something else. And we're just yelling picks up the stairs. I'm like, Von Miller. You're like, it's the 8th round. I'm like, I said what I said, bitch. Like, but anyhow, so we'll talk a little bit of fantasy. We'll get into that. If you got questions on fantasy stuff you want to talk about.
I want to congratulate Paul for the first time, I think, ever, that he did not draft anybody that was immediately, like, cut, injured, or shot.
Or retired. Yeah, Paul.
The draft ends.
Paul did. It's amazing. Paul didn't draft. What's his name from the Commanders? From the Redskins.
Brian Robinson.
Yes, Brian Robinson.
Yeah, baby.
Man, as soon as I get home from the draft, I went to Shaw's. I bought some groceries. I get home, and Joey's like, R.I.P. Whoever just drafted this man. He got shot in a home invasion. I'm like, what the? I'm like, it was probably Paul.
It was carjacking gone wrong.
Was it carjacking? Or it was a home invasion. I'm sorry.
In the it's in Washington D.C. They're very pro defund the police in Washington D.C. They're very pro-criminals in Washington, D.C. You know, it's a Democrat-run city. What do you want? I mean,
Right.
You know, you go to a place that's primarily run by blue, and that's
I
what
got
you
a
get.
video about Seattle I can show you later.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
He's fine though. I missed like all his major like tendons and
Luckiest
everything.
man in the world right now.
No shit.
Luckiest man in the world.
No, well, I didn't draft him. I don't think I did.
No, you
No,
didn't.
you didn't.
You didn't
Alright,
draft
good.
him.
That was the guy. Before.
I mean, speedy recovery and all that.
At least he's alive.
I know that's crazy.
That was like Sean
I just
Payton,
hope he does
kinda.
well. Whoever he is, I hope he does
Not
well.
Sean Payton. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
I
Sean
didn't hear
Taylor.
about this, so I
Sean
don't know.
Taylor, yeah.
I don't know who he. I didn't hear about it.
He's a running
He's a
back.
rookie. He's still, and you know what? They're like, hey, you made the roster. You're starting the year on IR, but you're good. You're
Yeah.
good, bro.
Remember from the draft where someone was making fun of how do you not know a
Be
Pacheco?
good for the Commanders to honor his medical
Isaiah
bills.
Pacheco, a running back for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Apparently he pronounces his name Pacheco.
No, it's not. It's Pacheco.
That is
I know.
not very Portuguese.
The Portuguese people are like, give us one.
They're like, are you fucking kidding me?
They said it. Who was it?
Pacheco?
Give us one.
It was what's his name? Ian Rappaport earlier today because I was watching all the cuts like live because it had to be 4 p.m.
Oh
for
yeah,
all the
4
things
p.m.
today,
was the
right?
cut deadline.
And he was like, "Oh, surprise running back Isaiah Pacheco," and I'm like, I'm like,
Idiot.
I'm
it's
like
Pacheco, you fucking
I'm
loser.
like either the man pronounces it Pacheco or Ian has just no idea.
Fuck.
Well, Ian Rappaport, Football Outsider,
He fucked it
NFL
up.
Football Outsider, as we all know. You probably got it wrong. But no, that's like people who like their last name's Pimentel, but they pronounce it Pimental.
Oh, Jesus.
You're like, nope, it's just Pimentel.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not
French, bro. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know.
But
Shit.
all right, so let's get right into it, guys. Fuck, what do we want to start with? You want to start with Tom Brady?
Yeah, Brady's
I don't know.
the big dog.
I just wanted to ask.
Here we are. Well, here we got two things to lead the show off with: Brady or Rodgers. Pick one. I mean,
Oh shit! I was gonna go with Bake.
tell me. Oh yeah. Well, no, we'll get into Bake. We'll get into Blakey.
Shake
Bake.
it.
Oh, but yeah, I was gonna get into Baker Mayfield real quick. But if we want to wait to that, we can wait.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
no, we'll
all
hold
right.
off on Bakey
That-
Bake.
He's only got that one line. That's all he's got.
Yeah, we gotta preheat.
He was
first.
saving that up.
We gotta preheat.
Yeah,
We
got to preheat before you
we
bake, baby.
Okay, never mind.
I would
Go-
say
go where you were
I would
going.
say Thomas Edison Brady.
No, dude, I'm telling you what. I'm watching.
Sir.
I'm watching Carolina this year.
I'm not.
Very,
I
very
am.
closely.
And so it's funny because when we did the fantasy draft on Sunday,
Yeah.
I literally just drafted guys that I like. Like I don't care about who, like what their productivity is going to be. I drafted players that I like on teams that I like, so that way when I tune in on
You like
Sundays,
the Panthers?
I only have to watch teams and players that I like or that I'm interested in.
Right.
You know, not necessarily like I kept Derek Carr with my 23rd pick in the draft because I picked him up off waiver wires last year. So I got to keep him with my very last pick. Our draft goes 21 rounds. 21. Sorry.
Your starting
20
quarterback.
Yeah,
is,
my starting
your
quarterback
last
was
round
literally my
pick.
last pick, and it was Derek Carr. So I feel like I got great value out of that. And everybody kept telling me, like, oh, you better draft Ross or I'm taking him. I'm like, dude, I'm not taking Ross. He's there. But I took guys like Kadarius Toney because I
Yeah,
Did
want.
you just
Yeah.
make that up?
Yeah. I took Saquon Barkley. I took Nick Chubb with my number 1
I
overall
was
pick.
like, wait, you took all the fucking
because I
Giants
just
off
because
them?
you know
Dude,
because I just
you
like
went
I like
kinda nuts.
watching Browns games on Sunday and they hand the ball to Chubb and I just get to sit there and go Chubb time.
Chub time. It is chub time though.
It's Chubb time.
Yeah, but knowing the Browns, they're not going to use him at all this year.
It's Chubb. It's
Well,
Chubb time.
They still got Freddie Kitchens.
No,
He's gone, right?
I
Long
wish.
gone.
God.
I wish.
long gone.
God.
But no, but I got
That's how
I
much
got,
I pay attention to the
I
Browns.
got Nick Chubb and then I got Travis Etienne.
ETN.
Etienne. What did I say? Etienne.
Etienne.
At ETN, you know, like because I'm interested in the Jags, I want to watch Sunshine. So there's another thing, and then I took Jerry Jeudy because you
Why
know
wouldn't you know?
baller
Why wouldn't you?
gonna slay all year because you know let's ride, and I'm like so I just drafted guys that like because I'm so over fantasy football at this point in my life, like I just couldn't give two shits anymore. So all I'm doing is just drafting guys that like I'm like, yeah, I like this guy, cool. Like the draft board's right behind you. Who else did I take? Who's somebody else I took?
I don't know.
Is that
I
this
took
year?
George. I got
I
George.
think so.
I took George Kittle.
What's up with your love relationship with
I just
Mostert?
thought maybe if I drafted mad young
I
dudes,
like
I'd
Raheem
catch
Mostert.
lightning in a bottle.
Why?
You know?
Because he's a Shanahan running back, dude, and you just never know which one's gonna fucking go off.
Mostert's not bad, dude.
You took Odell out of nowhere.
Yep, I did.
That was just wild.
Because eventually he's gonna sign with somebody, and
Yeah,
he's gonna
like-
and he's the thing with Odell is he's a free agent. It's not like he's going to get traded.
Yeah, but I know.
So he's gonna sign with a good team. So it's going to be
stash him on IR.
Yeah, it's going to be Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Denver, Buffalo,
That's my pick.
San Fran. Like he's going somewhere where he's going to get the ball and he's going to be productive.
I hope it's Indy.
Cincy, Indy. Who knows?
Indy might throw the bank at him and be like, fuck it, bro, for a year.
He goes to Indy with Matty fucking Ice, bro. I'm in, dog. I got him.
Michael Pittman goes to number 2.
I took Clyde
All
Edwards-Helaire
right.
because not because I like the Chiefs, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think I'm going to watch a lot of the Chiefs this year because they're in my division, and I think that they're going to be Denver's number 1 competition in the West. So I pay a lot of attention to the Chiefs.
I love my first 8 picks. I didn't really look at it until just now.
I haven't looked at it until just now either. But all I know is I got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I know he's playing for his professional career life right now.
Holy shit!
Like he's got a ball out, and I think I got Juju in there too.
You have Juju.
Yeah,
he's the number 1 wide receiver.
Love
there
Juju. I love Juju. I want my Juju bees. I want him and Jackson Mahomes. They're gonna team up, make some sick fucking TikToks.
That
I think
Tyreek
the
video.
first 5 rounds of my picks go as accordingly from like best to absolute worst.
But I feel like that's the best way to do fantasy football now. It's just like, yeah, okay, like you can draft to win, but you also want to draft to be happy on Sundays. Like I don't want to be stuck watching fucking, I don't know, like I just like let's say James White hadn't retired or whatever, you're still a Patriot. I don't want to take James White and then be like forced to start him and be like, oh, what's James White doing? Oh, let me click over to the fucking Dolphins and the Patriots. Boring.
I don't give a fuck this year. Like fantasy is coming complete second hand. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I didn't get Jonathan Taylor. I was trying to bargain with the rules there to try and get the new guys to throw their team.
Yeah, I heard about
throw
that.
their team back in the mix. Because how can you have keepers on a team of the previous year that you didn't own that you didn't own that team? So you can't keep somebody from a team you didn't have.
Do you know what I did when I took over Hilchi's team?
No, I have no idea. What?
I took nobody.
Exactly. See, that's a
I
fucking
kept
solid
nobody.
guy. You
No,
throw them all back
But that
in
was
the
my
pot.
choice.
Yeah, that was my
You
choice.
throw them all back in the pot. So
It was
that
my
way I
choice.
could have got Jonathan Taylor. I'm
So,
just butthurt I couldn't get
We
Jonathan
could
Taylor.
do that
Yeah,
going
bitch.
forward. We could. Maybe this is something that one of our listeners can chime in. And how do you guys treat this in our fantasy in our league? So in our league, we do it the way we do is we have 3 keepers, and every year that keeper ascends 1 round from where they were the year before. So if you draft a guy in the 10th round and you want to keep him the next year, you've got him in the 9th round.
You got to
and
give up your
so
ninth
forth
round.
and so forth and so on until they get to the first round. Then you can keep him 1 time in the first round. Then you got to throw him back. That being said, how would you guys handle this? How would our listeners handle this? Because let me preface the situation. We had somebody drop out of the league, and then we had somebody come in and take that team. Now, do you allow
Take that
new
spot.
Yeah, do you allow that new person to choose 3 people from that prior year's roster, or do they have to start clean? Like, nope, no keepers. Those 3 guys, you got nobody. Everybody goes back on that roster. You can't keep anybody. What's the fairest way to do it? Personally, I think if you did it the latter way and you made them throw everybody back, you're putting them at an obvious disadvantage because they can't keep anybody on that roster.
First time.
However, they didn't draft anybody or pick up anybody on that roster. So really, do they have a claim to them? Or should they all just be thrown back and be like, hey, listen, you're coming into the league, but you got no keepers. You got to draft a whole new team, and whatever, how 9 times 27 guys are going to be off the board.
Right. If the owner who drafted that team drops out, so does say the team that he fucking drafted.
I think going forward, if we have anybody else drop out, I think that's how we're going to do it.
Yeah, because if you didn't draft the team,
Because you didn't draft anybody.
you didn't pick those guys. I get it. Hey, listen, you know what? Everybody's at a fucking disadvantage when, it doesn't really matter when the fucking game is won off of waivers. So I don't want to hear about the keepers.
True.
Yeah, they help, but I've seen guys with shit-ass fucking squads do nothing.
Dog,
and
I had
fucking
Julio.
win,
I
dude.
had Julio Jones since 2013, and let me check the trophy here. Let's see, 2013. Nope, I haven't won since 2012.
Right.
So yeah,
It doesn't matter, dude.
it really doesn't matter. I'm going on
Throw
10.
him back in.
This will be year 10 for me of a championship-less drought.
Right. Because it's not like the guys that he's throwing back anybody else can keep. They're all just thrown back in the pot.
And they get
So
redrafted.
say
right.
that guy who comes in gets the number 1 pick out of the hat. then he gets his number one keeper back anyway.
If he chooses.
And if he so chooses so.
Yeah.
I threw one back. I threw a couple back that I couldn't, that was just bad decisions in as far as like getting guys up to like my number one pick. And,
I feel like
where
I got
how the
dicked.
fantasy shit goes. You know what I mean?
I got dicked with my keepers because Tim Patrick was going to be hands down.
Right.
One of my
I threw
keepers
back
this year,
Cortland Sutton so I could pick Derrick Henry. No fucking
No brainer.
So you know what I mean? That's as bad as the situation gets for most people. Especially when you just throw back an entire team. Like, this guy comes in, he's fresh off the gate. Hey, you know what? It's kind of like first round. It's like rookie hazing. You know what I mean? Pay your fucking dues,
it's not rookie
but it
hazing,
kinda
but
is, though.
you got to kind of almost put that new guy at like, okay, look, like, yeah, you're new to the league, and listen, if you're going to build a team and be successful, you got to nail this draft. Or at least nail it with some late round guys that you're going to be able to keep in the years down the road if you're going to be a part. Because that's the one thing about this league is that we've had the same up until, like, I think Johnny leaving this year, he's been in the league since 2010.
Right.
Or 9. I mean, that's...
We've had, what? Not that many. I mean, there's been a
Sean
few.
was the second newest. I think Philly was the newest.
Not anymore.
No, you took over Billy's league, Billy's spot.
I thought it was Hilchey.
I think Billy and Hilchey left the same year.
I don't even know who Billy is.
My cousin's ex-husband. I think so. You and Phil were the two newest
blast.
members, and then Phil retired this year.
Yeah.
And we brought in his nephew is now taking over his team, so that's fine.
Right.
Staying right in the family, but no, But to keep a team going, like this league has been going on now since 2005 is the first number on the trophy. We've had this league going since 05. And it actually predates that. We had 1 year, but it was only 4 of us when we did it in 2004 because we just decided in like randomly like one Monday night football game at like week 2 we were like, hey, you guys want to start a fantasy football league? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And we did. And then it became this. So it's now a thing. We've got one undefeated season on the trophy, which was Durant, who was a regular caller. He went undefeated in 07, which was wild.
Oh, he drafted the whole Patriots team, right?
No, he had Randy Moss, Jamal Lewis.
No, I'm just messing
Who
with
was
you.
this? Who?
Durant
He's
in
he's in the
07.
chat. I just want to rattle up. He's like,
undefeated.
I didn't draft no Patriots.
He had Randy,
undefeated.
He went because he went from
Dude, Randy Moss had 23 touchdowns.
he was 0-13 in 2006, and then went undefeated in 2007. Single greatest turnaround in fantasy football history.
He fired all his coaches, everything.
He had but this is before we did keepers. This is before any of that.
pulled
So
it
Yeah,
out.
this is
Al-
just
he got
draft his team every year.
he had Jamal Lewis, Randy Moss, Tony Romo,
Jesus Christ. Just those 3 alone you won in the league. In 07?
Dallas Clark, who went off that year. He had
That was fucking off every year.
who else did he? He had a fucking bomb squad that year. It was
What do you have,
ridiculous.
Edge James
He
as
had
a backup?
LT.
As a backup?
He had LT and Jamal Lewis.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm sorry.
LaDainian and
Yeah,
I got it.
and it was wild to watch. It was crazy. It was
Daniel,
It was the single. I remember playing him in the first round of the playoffs, and literally I would hit refresh like every 13 seconds on the browser, and he would have 10 more points. And I remember literally just slapping a drink off of my fucking computer table and be like yelling at this computer screen, how the fuck is he still scoring points? Like every game is in a commercial right now. What the fuck?
15 years later, Joey's doing the exact same thing, except he's racing against people online.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the
but at
draft.
least he's playing with like Brown.
Well, the draft board had a huge hole in it, and everybody's like, "I can't read this thing. Why is there a huge hole in it?" I'm
That's
like,
why I couldn't go.
"Nah,
Yeah.
somebody cut me off in iRacing one night, and
Yeah, I couldn't go with my final
Punched
roster.
it.
You guys were like, who do you want to keep? And I'm like, I don't know.
You're
I
like-
don't know who's in this middle
You're
chunk.
like Charles
I don't
Johnson.
know who it is.
Yeah.
Which I ended up keeping 2 anyway because my team was. So
But I would like to
fucking
hear
trash.
what would you guys do with the new owner of a league? Would you allow them to keep? Would you allow them to keep the 3 guys that
No,
they
throw
would
that shit back.
allegedly be entitled to if they weren't the owner, or would you, because they're a new owner, they didn't draft anybody, they didn't pick anybody up, would you make them just start from scratch?
So I'm only in one of the league this year, so I'm only in 2 because I think the third one is not going to happen at all. The other league I've been in for going on 11 years now. It's like the old Stop and Shop crew.
Yeah,
We
with
see each other like-
Joey and
Oh, yeah,
Real Estate
Yeah.
and Bank of America and
No, I think that they dropped out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But here's the example: we only allow 1 keeper, and then the rule is now 2 years, no matter what. So you can keep a keeper for 2 years. If you draft him in the first, you keep him in the first round, and then he's gone.
yeah.
or then if you pick up a free agent or someone you picked up off waiver wires who ends up going off, then it becomes the lowest keeper of the lowest person on the draft. So if someone keeps someone in the 9th round, it becomes a 9th round keeper
Got
for
you.
you.
Okay,
So
that
that's what
kind
we
of
do.
makes sense.
And then every year it just goes up one round,
So
kind
it
of
just
like what we do.
matches the other lowest keeper.
But we
for-
max it
alright.
at 2 years for keeping.
That's
So that way
not
it keeps
bad.
the talent
I
pool
would
like
love
fresh.
to see more fucking movement, dude, because it's like
I was thinking about maybe getting rid of keeper, like getting or dwindling or cutting down the keepers, like keep
Cut it to
everything the
2.
same.
We
Cut
have
it to-
21 rounds, so if you keep it to 2, it's still only 20 guys. It's not as bad.
I was thinking even just going back to 1. Like
10 guys, bro.
keep your best valued guy, and that's it.
What, forever?
No, like just
well, no, just
keep
whatever
the
you
same
drafted
keeper
him in.
rules. Keep the same rules, but just 1 keeper as opposed to 3.
I like that because then people start drafting a lot of rookies in the end rounds, I should say.
Right, exactly.
That's why I
You're
got
trying to-
Alec
right, you-
Pierce and Jelani Woods on the Colts.
You're
I'm
trying
like,
to
one of
find
these
that.
guys
You're
gonna
trying to
blow
find
up.
that Justin Jefferson pick. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
right.
you're like, ooh, Justin Jefferson, rookie wide receiver. They usually don't do well, and he's
And-
got Kirk Cousins throwing on the ball. Probably not going to be that great. Slips to like the 7th round, and all of a sudden somebody grabs him. And they're like, boom, I've just got him for the next 6 years.
Right, and he blows up.
Yeah, so it makes sense. But 774-992-8702. That's the phone number if you want to give us a call. Give us your thoughts. Give us your fantasy advice. What would you do with that a new owner in your league if you ran one?
If we trade, here's a question for us in our league. If I trade for somebody's keeper, like say I know the rule if I have to pay next
You
year as
inherit
well.
that whatever round they were kept in. You inherit them in that.
So if
round.
I said, hey, I'm going to trade someone in my first round pick next year for your keeper in like the 7th round, I get to keep that person for like the 6th
Yes.
round next year? That might be a good value. I might actually consider that this year.
that would be that yeah, because that's the game with the keepers
Your
though.
face just got all grinchy. You were like,
'Cause I was like-
someone doesn't know.
You're a
I was like,
mean
you know
one,
In our league?
Yeah.
Mr.
Oh, yeah?
Sean.
Are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm saying like I really like my first 8 picks. I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, man. And then like round 9, I picked like Damian Harris because he was still there, and I was like, I really don't give a shit. Like if it doesn't work out, I don't really care. I have all my starters in the first 8 picks. I don't know. I'm confident. I'll tell you. I went Diggs, Kelsey, Metcalf, Thielen, Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Robert Woods, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is my keeper.
Fuck sleeves, Cole. Sleeves are for the devil.
Yeah, well,
I like it.
that's not bad. I like it. Also, yeah, I like it. It looks good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't listen. I haven't looked. I'll enter the teams in eventually.
I use
Before
shitty. I
next
use
Thursday.
shitty.
Yeah, before next
fucking
Thursday.
app.
I'll probably end up doing it. Like I might end up doing it tonight.
Yeah, let's do it
You know,
tonight.
I think Tommy messaged us. Tommy's like, no one picked up Mac Jones. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I didn't pick up Mac Jones. I had to go
didn't?
back and fix that.
Did you get him?
No, I picked up Trey Lance instead because I forgot.
All right,
Because
so
I
what-
figured Trey Lance was
so-
only going to be the only quarterback and Jimmy was getting cut. Now that Jimmy's back, I'm like, eh.
I know.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's start there then. Fuck Brady. Let's start there. Let's start with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Took
Jimmy
a-
G. So at basically
Is that a pay cut?
at basically what the 11th hour of this whole thing that had to be like this deal had to be done by 4:00 today, or they had to know what they were doing with Jimmy by 4:00 today, and the Niners. I mean, look. There's 2 sides to this coin with the Niners. Okay, you have on one side you have the smart move of keeping Jimmy Garoppolo because you have a Super Bowl caliber roster that needs a quarterback. And Jimmy Garoppolo has gotten you to a Super Bowl before. He was 1 or 2 throws away from winning you a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, he can just as easily throw a playoff game away for you, but you know he's capable of at least potentially getting you there. And then on the flip side of that exact same coin, you have the fact that the San Francisco Brass, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, basically coming out and admitting that Trey Lance has not progressed the way that they needed him to. He is nowhere close to being the guy. And for that reason, they're keeping Jimmy Garoppolo. The only reason they're keeping Jimmy Garoppolo is because their first round, their top 3 pick, hasn't gotten better.
That they've given up a lot for.
Yeah.
And this is year 2 already, and he's supposed to start. Okay?
He was supposed to be the starter midway through last year.
And then it didn't happen.
Crazy.
And it didn't happen. And now we're through another training camp where he was basically given the nod. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, he thanked the San Francisco media. He thanked all the people in the building this is back in February.
Yeah.
he was thanking everybody on a farewell tour, saying like, "Yeah, good, thanks guys, appreciate it. Don't know where I'll be, what I'll be doing, but I know I'll be playing quarterback somewhere. But thanks for everything. Good luck." And now all of a sudden, here we are on August 30th. 9 days before the season starts, and Jimmy Garoppolo, the San Francisco 49ers are like,
Jimmy's like, hey, it's me
what
again,
if we
guys.
what if we give you one more year of an extension?
But, yeah, I really want to take a look at that because his number dropped significantly down this year from like 20-something million to $6 million cap hit, which means they have to forward all that money into a new year and guarantee it. So that's going to make him impossible to get rid of next year, or else you're going to eat like 30 or 40 million. That's a huge cap hit.
Well, it's a 1-year deal. He's done. There's a no trade clause. There's a no franchise
Yeah,
clause.
but for next year too, I'm saying.
No. This is just it. This is it. It's done after this year.
There is no next year.
There is no next year.
But
for Jimmy.
how did they get the cap so low for him this year to make it? That's what I'm saying.
Well, they probably converted
Because it
it
was
to roster bonuses, guaranteed money.
It's guaranteed.
But
dough.
that's a cap hit
Oh,
next
yeah, it's a
year.
cap
then.
hit. It'll yeah.
That's
Okay, I
that's
see
gonna
what
be
you're
a
saying.
monster cap hit.
Oh.
It might be. I'll have to look at the details.
That's what I want to say. That's what I want to
Yeah,
see too.
I'll see the details later. But but the money, who gives a shit about the cap? I mean, come on. The cap is the fakest thing in the NFL. We all know it. Whenever everybody's like,
Well, the Rams.
oh
proved
my
it.
God, they have no cap space. How are they going to do anything? This team is going to be fucked. And you're like, 2 years later, like, nope, still spending money on big time free agents. Like I remember in 2013 when Welker came to the Broncos, and then they went out and they got T.J. Ward, Aqib Talib, and DeMarcus Ware in 2014. And I remember somebody being like, "Your team is fucked. This is it. They better get
$100
it.
million.
They better get it done this year, otherwise they're fucked after this year." And then they go out in the next year and they win the Super Bowl, and then they were completely fine. They, cap space wise, they were completely fine. The cap wasn't the problem. The problem was they didn't have a fucking quarterback. But yeah, it did not cripple the franchise. That free agent spending period did not cripple the franchise. Why? Because, kids, say it with me, okay? Say it with me. The cap isn't real. It only exists in a figment of your imagination. It's like Matthew McConaughey in fucking Wolf of Wall Street. It's fugazi.
Yeah, it's a guideline in which the NFL sets in place for the teams to spend by, not exactly what the teams have at their disposal.
They don't have to. Look, we all know teams can create cap space at the drop of a hat.
Okay.
They did it for years. The Patriots did it for years with Brady. Remember all those times when they were like, "Oh, Brady took a pay cut." No,
he just restructured.
No, they just restructured Brady's deal every year, and they were like, "Hey, do you think you'll be on the roster opening day?" And Brady's like, "Yeah, pretty sure I'll be on the roster opening day." All right, cool. We're going to convert all this money into a roster bonus, and your base salary for the year is going to be like $5 million. And he's like, word.
Let's wait. The ultimate litmus test.
And you're going to – the ultimate – oh,
Your base salary is gonna be $5 million.
Wait, somebody's putting away a shopping cart?
No, shut up. The ultimate litmus test is the LA Rams in a few years.
test is whether or not you return your shopping cart to the shopping cart return center.
I don't get why people care about that. I don't
It's the dumbest fucking thing. That is going to be one of the
this?
that fucking meme that goes around where it's like the ultimate litmus test is whether or not
if you're
you
gonna be
have,
successful or not.
yeah, is if you take your shopping cart and you push it back to the cart.
I hope
return.
someone takes a picture of me doing it because I'm fired into their car.
I literally take my shopping cart and fire it into the middle of every parking lot I go to now,
yeah.
just because of that fucking
Litmus
meme.
test.
And I'm like, did I fail my litmus test, Facebook?
Fucking lames. Anyway,
Oh my god.
sorry. Anyway, you were saying about the Rams.
No, we'll find out about the Rams in a few years. The Rams
Lambs.
have literally converted all of their
From the
money.
Rams to the Lambs.
They might be. And then
Well, it
their logo is a
depends.
penis.
It is. It is. They do have a dick face on their.
Does
on their logo.
Aaron Donald get suspended?
No, he's straight up leaving.
Aaron Donald is going to retire. Sean McVay is going to retire. We talked about this last offseason.
He
I
almost
said,
killed people.
but I said last year. Sean McVay
nothing
was on the
happened.
fence about retiring, and Sean McVay.
He was on the fence last year.
Yeah, I know. It came out that he was on the fence, and I
Yeah.
said I'd be surprised if he coached. And this is before anybody else knew that he was on the fence because I got
See his
people.
wife.
Yeah, but what?
I got people.
Keep
I'm just
going.
saying.
No, no, I know
I got
this.
people,
Keep
so
going.
I knew
Sorry,
this long
continue
before
your
everybody
point.
else knew
Continue your
this.
point.
Because I remember we talked about it on this show, right here on Row One, Seat One, and people were like, "What are you talking about? Sean McVay ain't going fucking nowhere. He just won the fucking
He
Super Bowl."
said that last year.
And I'm like, bruh, he's he's 50-50 on whether or not he's coming back for this year.
Yes.
Then Donald decided to come back. Stafford decided to come back because Stafford was another one.
Remember, let's run this shit back.
Yeah,
Let's
Stafford's not exactly a spring chuckling anymore.
No, but he's still. I mean,
He saw that
fucking
photographer fall
Stafford,
15 feet off a stage and
He
ignored
did, yeah. That
Yeah,
was
I know.
sad.
He was like, "Oh shit," and then
No.
he walked the other way.
He took a drink of his drink, turned around and walked off.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, no,
like-
I thought he said something, didn't
Said
he?"
he
said,
did.
"Oh,
He
shit."
did
Oh,
the
something.
damn, and just walked away.
Yeah, but you know what? I'd rather be involved in that than like trying to help.
But
and fail.
my point is this: is there the Rams? They might end up, and I'm just disagreeing with what you're saying.
Yep.
Because it's not going to be because of what they spent. It's going to be because core guys that are super important to that team are going to be gone. And not for financial reasons. Like they're not. It's not like Matt Stafford's getting cut because his paycheck is too much, or Aaron Donald's contract is bloated and they got to cut some weight. No, that's not going to be the reason why the Rams go into the tank or start to struggle. It's going to be because they're going to lose their head coach, their leader on offense, and their leader on defense.
Facts.
That's why the Rams are going to struggle. But I see what you're getting at.
No, you're right. That's ultimately what's going to happen because all those guys will leave, and that's what will happen.
But people will point to the spending, and they'll be like, see, told you, can't spend all that money.
Also, how bad, not to veer off and squirrel too much, but how much is it hypocritical of the NFL to keep Aaron Donald's punishment private?
Yeah, no.
I don't think it's
shit.
hypocritical
That's what
at
I
all.
was talking about. I was
Because-
like,
Myles Garrett,
He
they
almost
dragged
killed
that man
people.
through the street.
But Myles Garrett took place during a game. The NFL, per the CBA, has no ability to really suspend or discipline people for what they do in practice. That is left solely up to the team.
all right, touche,
So-
motherfucker. All right, touche, motherfucker.
So the NFL really the NFL can say they can pressure the Rams to do something, but the NFL can't per the collective bargaining agreement cannot discipline Aaron Donald because they don't control what happens in practices.
They were like,
feel-
we're gonna keep this private. Sean McVay's like, Aaron, I want a ring ding. That's your fucking. You owe me one
Aaron,
box
you,
of Twinkies, motherfucker.
you owe me a round trip flight to Tahiti.
Yep.
And I know how much you made last year,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
To Bora Bora.
with my girlfriend, and you can come
Wife.
too. Tax write off.
His wife.
Put it on the fucking. We'll put it on the foundation.
Who won these? Whose wife was hotter, McVay or Goff?
I was very surprised. I think Goff.
No, I think McVay's wife won.
Ah.
I voted because I voted for Christian Harper, Goff's wife. I voted for her and she lost.
was-
Oh yeah, the one I picked
Yeah.
won because I was like,
Yeah,
I was like
you
trying
you
to-
voted for McVay's wife.
Yeah,
yes.
and I
was
was
a thing?
trying to. This was like 2 years ago, and I was like
Oh.
trying to unattach my name.
3
from it.
years ago now. This is
Jesus.
pre-COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything's
Oh.
pre-COVID now.
Everything's pre-COVID.
I know it's like
PC.
it's like
Everything's PC.
Well, it used to be pre 9/11. Now it's
Now it's
Now it's pre-COVID.
P9/11.
Yeah, I didn't know
P9
that. Yeah.
P9/11.
I don't know what any of them look like, but whatever.
What?
Probably
Yes,
do,
you
they're probably
do.
both doing all right. I mean,
Yes, you.
Christian
do.
Harper and Veronica something with a
All
lot
right,
of.
look, let's keep talking. I'll show him.
She's got like K's, H's, and Y's in her last name.
Oh.
I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, no. I to your point, Sean. I think that the Rams will struggle, and they will have a drop off, but it won't be because of the salary cap.
You know what? As I was typing in Sean
Veronica
McVay,
Combe.
as I was typing in Sean McVay, it was just like first result, Sean McVay's wife.
Yeah.
Not even Sean McVay. Sean McVay was third. It's just Sean McVay's wife, Sean McVay's girlfriend, Sean McVay.
Did you show him?
I'm getting a good picture. Everything's like with
He's
both of
going
them.
that. You need a spruce?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
you do.
Well, I can't
All
find a
right,
picture
hold
of just her, but
on. That's who?
that's McVay's
That's
wife.
McVay. All right. It looks like Russian. She looks Russian.
Well, I mean, just look at the last name, and you can probably figure it out.
Veronica Krumpf.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, so I was right.
She's like Eastern European.
Sure.
Let me spruce.
Okay.
Okay, see you later.
Don't forget me.
I know.
Grapefruit soda water.
Okay.
There should be one can left. Well, there should be an open one on the bar, and then there should be one more underneath. Anyway, so what do you want to do next? Do you want to do?
It has to go to Brady.
All right, yeah. Well, it only makes sense that we go from Jimmy G to Brady because look, Jimmy G. This is going to be the last year that Jimmy G is a Niner for sure. Do you think, though, will Trey Lance mature enough and actually win that starting job? And if not, like, because I see a scenario where, like, they're going to go to the bullpen and bring in Jimmy G late in games to try to win them. Like, this is going to be a rotating quarterback, I feel like, all year. Like, I feel like Jimmy G will start a game, and then, but he won't finish it. Or Jimmy G will finish a game, but he won't start the next one. Like, I feel like this is going to be like a week-to-week game plan. And honestly, we might get to see the genius of Kyle Shanahan at work, because if he can use 2 quarterbacks throughout a season and win the NFC West or challenge the Rams for the NFC West,
His stock as a head coach is going up.
I mean, what do you even say about
Because
that?
no professional coach ever has got away with dual quarterbacks.
Never.
Ever in the
It's
NFL.
never worked.
Never happened.
It's
0.0.
never worked. Not one time has it ever worked. But wouldn't it just be like the most ridiculously funny thing
But it's
to see it work here?
It makes sense
Or happen
because it
here.
would be a second lineage guy like It would be a Shanahan. It would be someone that's like their whole life has been in the NFL. Even when he was born to now, he's been involved in the NFL in some shape or
Right. When he was
form. Exactly.
he's a little bit older than me, and he was a ball boy like by the time Mike got to Denver.
Yeah, and he wasn't rapping in like the locker room with his friends.
He might have been. I mean, who knows?
I don't know. The Mike Daniels thing kills me. I can't take that guy serious as the head coach of the Dolphins. I can't. Anyway,
So
I will say, if that happens, amazing. But to go back to your previous point, I'm going to take a page right after Peyton Manning's book. Peyton Manning talked about this last year. Peyton Manning said he prefers, not to bring the Patriots into this, he prefers what the Patriots, the Chicago Bears, and Buffalo Bills, what they've done. He goes, look at the Bills. The Bills had 2 average, maybe above average seasons of Josh Allen before he actually became a good quarterback in year 3.
yeah,
So,
great quarterback. Yeah.
Me, I was on board shitting on Josh Allen for 2 years. Now he's making me look like an asshole because he's playing way
True.
too fucking well to make me look.
He's an absolute fucking juggernaut.
I think he
dude.
should stop running, to be honest with you. But that's just.
I
me.
think at some point he will, but why would he now? It's still he's still too effective doing it.
Fair enough. But then Peyton Manning's point was, he goes, you need your young quarterbacks to get thrown into the fire. He goes, you need that.
Always. He said that
experience.
when he left Indianapolis with Andrew Luck.
He says I was terrible. He goes the first year. He goes, I got drafted into the NFL. He goes, what was I, 5-11? Was that his
No,
first
they
season?
were 3-13, I believe.
Oh, I thought you told me. I thought you said in that thing they
he
was
was
5-11.
20, maybe it was 5.
Hey,
but
Peyton Manning's rookie year, 5-11
20 touchdowns, 28 interceptions.
record.
No, it was less than that.
It was less than that. So that was his whole point. His point goes, it took me like 2 years to get the NFL down
I want
pat.
to say it was 3-13.
He goes, if
Yeah,
you start,
yeah, it was 3-13. I was right.
Yeah,
wow,
3-13,
good job.
Yeah.
He said, if you start going back and forth, he goes,
5
you
wins didn't
gotta,
ring
he
a
goes,
bell.
you gotta think of what it does
Oh,
to the
thank
guy.
you, sir.
You gotta think of what it does to that guy that's on the bench. He goes, you're telling your rookie quarterback, we believe in you, but just not right now.
I believe in you.
But then you have other teams who draft the quarterback first round. Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, all started right out the
Jordan
gate.
Love do it too? Green Bay?
Well, Jordan,
no, Jordan Love never got started.
But Green Bay has
No, but he
done
was
this.
a first rounder.
Yeah, but he never played.
But Green Bay's doing what
but
Green
that's-
Bay's doing what Green Bay does, though.
Yeah, but isn't that what every other team is doing that you just mentioned?
No,
they just
no, no,
drafted
no.
somebody first round. They just kept him on the fucking bench.
No, he's saying
they're
that
going back to the Peyton Manning way.
you throw him baptism by fire.
Right
Because
in.
that's what Peyton said about Andrew Luck. He said, I would love to stay in Indianapolis and
Sorry, I jumped in mid-conversation.
and groom, groom. There's that word. Groom Andrew Luck to be a great guy, but he goes, I believe that a young quarterback should be thrown into the fire right off the rip because I think that, that's what happened to me. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I learned more in my rookie year.
You acclimate faster.
And, yeah, you get more accustomed to the speed of the game quicker, and you realize how hard you actually have to work, and that's what he said was the best thing for Andrew Luck, and that's why he was okay with moving on, so on and so forth, because obviously the Colts didn't really want to move on from Peyton Manning. It just so happened that he got hurt the year generational
they didn't
talent
want
became
to move on
available.
from Andrew Luck
But
either.
if he hadn't gotten hurt, then we're not even having this conversation. Peyton Manning is a wall-to-wall Colt. He never leaves.
From 2000, yeah, and probably past 2015. He probably would have played 16 or 17 if he
if he didn't get hurt, he probably would have kept playing because it's not like he was fucking slowing down.
No.
I mean, he did in 15, but that was, but even he said his body just broke down. It got to the point where it was like, okay, like I've been doing this my whole life. This is it.
Right.
My run's at its end, which is fine, and that's okay. But to Sean's point, these young quarterbacks need to be thrown into the fire. And that's what a lot of these teams are doing now. Now, Green Bay obviously being the exception because they're hiding Jordan Love on the bench behind Aaron Rodgers, much like they but put Aaron Rodgers on the bench behind Brett Favre. I mean, who knows? We could be sitting here in 10 years talking about Jordan Love going, wow, remember when we trashed this fucking pick?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Remember when we trashed this pick and we were like, why not get Aaron Rodgers another fucking weapon? And then in Green Bay they go for like 50 years with 3 quarterbacks. I mean, who knows? We could be looking at a situation like that.
That'd be insane. That'd be crazy.
I mean, it's asking a lot of Jordan Love, tall order, but
he's either Rodgers is going to force the Packers to have to either release him or sign him to an extension now because his contract for 5 years is up after this season.
No, Rodgers, no, he signed the extension.
No, Love.
Oh, Love, right. Yeah, right. Well, they'll figure out what to do with you. Like, Jordan Love's one of those guys. Like, the thing with Love, though, is that, like, there's so little tape on him that nobody's going to come knocking down your door with a deal that's going to blow him away. So they'll probably be able to keep Jordan Love around for a pretty efficient cost.
And benefit to them.
And they know that A-Rod is probably done by the time this contract is up. So it is what it is. I mean, it really just comes down to what the Packers want to do, which obviously is not spend money on free agents and make their team better. They just want to find great quarterbacks and then ride their coattails every single year. And they'll be like, hey, you know what? And then if Jordan Love goes and gets, one championship, they'll be like, listen, man, we've had 3 quarterbacks over the last 50 years, and we got 3 championships to show for it. Meanwhile, everybody else is like, yeah, cool. Brady's like, the Patriots got 6. The Broncos got 3. Like all these other teams
Brady
got
has one of the NFC all of a sudden.
multiple championships, like more than the Packers. The Packers are like, yeah, about like 3 in 50 years is pretty good. And you're like,
no,
not really. Like, no, that's like one every 20 years.
No, yeah.
Basically, like, nah.
It kind of sucks, bro.
Guys, kind of, and especially when you factor in the fucking talent you've had at the quarterback. You've had 3 generational talented quarterbacks, and I'm obviously assuming Jordan Love might actually be that good, which we obviously do not know and can't possibly predict. But still, like, dog, you've had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and you've got 2 Super Bowls to show for it. I'm sorry, but that is shit. That is fucking trash.
And no one can say shit about Indy in that aspect because we had Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. Because we had Andrew Luck for 5 fucking years, and that was it, goddamn.
Well, yeah, Andrew Luck.
No one's saying that.
Okay.
No.
I'm just making sure.
All right.
Fuck.
You're the only one saying that.
Yeah,
you just put that out there.
Yeah, good. Nobody should be saying that because fuck you if you do.
I don't understand why people shit on the Colts quarterback situation. They're like, oh, here's the merry-go-round of the Colts quarterbacks. I'm like, that's what happens, though. I'm like, you lose a great quarterback. It's not like you're just like, oh, why don't you just pick up another one, bitch?
It's not like we built a team around, having like fucking multiple quarterbacks.
I
like,
find
we didn't
myself
build a team around really shit.
I find myself,
Grigson,
especially on Facebook, I find myself if people say a stupid statement, I just don't even interact anymore.
Yeah.
I'll go to the X number and I'll be like, snooze this person for 30 days. I don't even want to see what they say anymore.
I just get rid of him.
Someone was just like, someone wrote something insane during the preseason, and he's a Patriots fan, and I don't give a shit if he watches the show or not. He's just like, I don't understand why Bill just doesn't draft like another great tight end, and I'm like, why don't you just fucking kill yourself? Like, it was the dumbest fucking comment I've ever seen.
Yeah, right. Like, it's like, that was like when I had this argument with a couple of Patriot fans probably like 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. And they were like, well, and I'm like, yeah, okay, like, cool. Like, Brady's getting older. He's going to be gone. And this is 2 years, not even 2 years before Brady left. Like, Brady had, I think, 2 seasons left at this point during the time that this argument took place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they're like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, don't worry. I'm like, you're going to see how fucking hard it is when you don't have a franchise quarterback on your roster to just to rip off 12 wins a season. I'm like, it's not that easy. And I'm like, you guys haven't had to experience this. I'm like, especially you guys, because you just became fans in 2003. So, whatever, fuck you. And they're like, well, whatever, we'll just draft another one. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because it's just like that easy. I'm like, yeah, and granted, Belichick, I think, did hit on Mac Jones, so fuck you. But at least they had that 1 year of suck with Cam Newton where it was like just terrible quarterback play. And you're like, God damn it. And but I'm like, yeah, no, it's not that simple. Like, you don't just go out and draft the next fucking Tom Brady because that's what we do. No, bro, you're not the Lakers.
Right. Welcome
okay,
to the
you
fucking
can't just
real
go
world,
and hand
assholes.
pick your fucking the best players and bring them in your team.
Why? I'm okay.
I just said assholes, like as in like Patriot, like you guys. Sorry,
I don't care.
I don't mean to call you that.
I've told Joey for years I liked being the villain. Like now that when I'm not the villain,
Don't
now
put
I'm like
yourself
middle.
like that.
no,
No,
now that I'm like
you're not the
middle,
villains.
I'm like middle of the pack, below the pack. I'm like I got nothing to live for. It's just under the radar. I got nothing.
It's
to live
so nice to be hated.
for. It is. Because when you're top dog, you know everyone else is below you, and you just know it. And you're
Well,
like,
it's like because it's like because when people boo you, you just look at them and you go, don't fucking like your boos mean
I
nothing
feel
to
like-
me. I know what makes you cheer. Your boos mean nothing.
I feel like Dave Chappelle and Ice-T and the Haterade, the Haters Ball. I walk in with a mink coat. I'm like, oh, you
Sorry, I'm late,
motherfuckers.
y'all. I had to put water in Buck Nasty's mother's dish.
What can I say about that coat that hasn't been said about Afghanistan? It's bombed out and depleted.
But man, like that's what you feel like when you're that cocky and confident.
Jesus
You walk
Christ,
in-
it's Rosie O'Donnell. Looks like she got dick holes in her underwear.
My God, you remember the whole skit? Holy shit!
It's Boy
One of the
George.
best fucking ones, dude. It's so good.
Like, my favorite part was fucking Ice-T be like, the next motherfucker to say something when I'm talking is getting shot.
It's so
774-992-8702. Give us a call. We're talking football pretty much all night here tonight. Let's get into the Brady thing a little bit. We thoughts on Jimmy G, Trey Lance. We'll get into Justin Fields in a minute.
plastic surgery.
And, yeah, Brady looks fucking weird, guys.
He had plastic fucking surgery.
He lost
guy.
even more weight.
Giselle was like, yo, I spent fucking hella money on this appointment of this, like, surgery you need to do, and I can't get another appointment until 5 years from
So
now.
I didn't see
which
this-
it's already over with.
I named...
so you need to jump ship.
I didn't see this video yet, by the way.
Okay, so, no, it's funny because the frame that I named it for, like the little file that I named it was Facecom. But it was because it was from a different video where it was like, and that ball's gonna come right in his face, and it
From
was
a
like,
different video.
it was from a
eh?
different
Right,
video,
yeah.
but I just never changed the
Come
name.
down in his face.
Yeah, and now it's Brady Facecom. But listen, let's preface this with like, okay,
Giselle
look,
made him do it.
Brady's looking a little anemic, if not
He's super
plastic.
thin. It's all that
He's
water.
looking.
So I'm saying Giselle made
Maybe
him do
this
it.
is
She's
why.
like, you better
do you
jump
think,
on a fucking
do you
plane
think
and
that
get this
maybe
done.
maybe this is why? All right, let's watch the video and then I'll give you my
Yes, go ahead.
my reason why I think Brady is still playing because I think he's gonna get body snatched.
Get back into rhythm and back with the team like you want.
Oh, ignore the guy in the left hand corner.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been working at different things, but being out there with, obviously Julio and Mike, and hopefully Chris will be out there. Hopefully Russ will be out there. But the tight ends and backs have all done a good job. We've had some injuries with the line and so forth, which we're dealing with. But try to put together a good unit to go out there and compete. But we got 2 weeks to the first game, playing against a really good opponent in Dallas. And it's going to be a big test for us. So should be fun to kick off the season in 15 days in Dallas on Sunday Night Football. It doesn't get much better than that.
So you feel you're where you wanted to be football-wise even after taking 10, 11 days off?
I played a lot of football in my day, so, a lot of seasons, a lot of games, a lot of practices. I feel pretty good.
Was the decision to step away difficult for you?
I'm sorry?
Was the decision to step away for 10, 11 days difficult for you to make?
Mm-mm. No.
Was it prearranged as part of you coming back to the team?
Okay, I didn't realize this was the 9-minute
It's all
version
personal,
of this video.
everyone's got different
Jesus.
situations
Which is
we're
why-
dealing with, so we all have really unique challenges to our life, and,
Which is why it took so long. But anyway, so Brady gets at some point. Brady says, "Well, I'm 45 years old. I got shit going on." And to a question was like, "Well, why were you absent for 11 years?"
Botox?
I mean, but like, did you see how Brady looks in that photo, like in that video?
First of all, what's going on with his hair?
What is up with this hair?
I'm telling you, Giselle is
hair's
like,
like a
yo,
wig.
motherfucker. I am marketing you when you are done
he's
with
got, like, the
football.
center
You need
part
to
down
look
there.
as
It's like,
good
dude.
as you can possibly look after football so I can market your ass.
I'm sorry.
That shit went out with brick phones and beepers, bro.
You think I'm lying? Watch, bro.
Dude, he's had hair transplant surgery. His dad is bald AF. He has to have like hair
Bro,
transplant
his wife
surgery.
is the richest
You think $30,000 to take hair from his ass and put it on his head is anything
He's
to him?
getting hair from like.
But
a
think
mink
about this
No,
way.
that's what they do. They take ass.
Think
they
about
take
it this way,
ass
Sean.
hair. I know.
His
I don't
wife
have it clearly.
gets paid more than anyone on the planet
including him,
to look good.
Yes.
including him.
Right.
You don't think she knows every goddamn avenue in order to fucking maintain an appearance?
That's what I said. I said she made an appointment with some crazy motherfucker about some crazy ass fucking treatment that was like, hey, asshole, you need to do this or we can't get it for a while and you have to take some time off.
I'm gonna
sorry,
say-
not sorry, you're doing it. Because when you're retired, I'm marketing your
I'm gonna
ass
fuck
for
him all to
beauty.
death. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
when you're retired, I'm marketing you for beauty. So you're doing this 11 days off during training
How
camp
much
for
do you
your
want to?
last
How much do you want to
fucking
bet?
year. It's just
Tom
hell.
Brady's on testosterone replacement therapy.
No,
100,000%.
he doesn't look like it. He doesn't look like it.
1,000%.
1,000%.
I don't know. He looks.
1,000%.
I'm gonna go out.
Shit. Fuck that. Billion
Okay,
percent.
good.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say something. Brady gets hurt this season.
Nope.
He looks way too frail.
He looks way too frail. His
Nope.
O-line is banged up.
He
There's-
lost Marpet.
All right, so let's talk about the Bucs real quick because I alluded to in the beginning of the show that I am picking the New Orleans Saints next week to win the division. The
And we
NFC
just
South.
picked up one of their linebackers.
All right. Is it just me, or does it feel like there is something amiss in Tampa? Like your quarterback just bolts for 11 days in the middle of training camp, in the middle of the preseason. You got BA is fired. Todd Bowles seems to have no idea what the fuck is going on. You got injuries across the offensive line, and Dominican Sue ain't coming back.
Nope.
The team looks like it's just in disarray. There, to me, right now, is a black cloud hanging over the Bucs.
Right. With ties of
And I
suspicion to
think,
the Dolphins.
and
bullshit.
I think it's a right. You've got the Dolphins shit that Brady's been tied to, the retirement, then 41 days later, the unretirement. You know,
11 days off. No, like you just said, dude. I'm telling
there's
you.
a lot of shit that's adding up here with Brady and the Bucs that to me I can't put my finger on it. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say like this is definitely happening. I think the Bucs are going to be competitive as long as Brady's healthy. They'll be fine. But I have a feeling that this season could go very south for the Bucs very quickly.
He's running the team. That's the black cloud you don't want to talk about. That's the black cloud that we all know.
Okay.
Brady is running the team. Brady once Bruce Arians gone. He flew to England to watch a soccer game for his son. Bullshit. It was to meet the owner. It was the McKay family. It was
Yep.
to meet them in their private box and talk with them because he was a special guest so his son could watch a soccer game. Total bullshit. You don't fly across the world for one game and then sit in the owner's booth. There's no way. He said, I'll come back. I want to come back. I need Bruce Arians gone.
Yep.
And the family's like, kill him. I don't know why they're Italian, but like,
BA knew it.
And then they asked Brady, who do you want to be the coach? And Brady's like, Todd Bowles. Or get me the guy that used to be the Colts head coach who's like a Sagasta Indian, just to do like this.
Who the f-
Caldwell?
Yes!
Jim Caldwell?
Yes.
Nobody wants Jim Caldwell.
I know, but
Well,
Brady, because you
You
want...
can fucking have him.
No, but I'm saying Brady wants a guy that he can just walk all over.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
Caldwell's
no.
the guy.
Jim Caldwell's great. You can walk all over him
Jim
and
Caldwell's
you
the
know
guy.
go 14-0, and then when you get to the 15th game of the season, he's going to be like, "No, we're benching the starters." And you're going to be like, "What?" He's like, "No, I'm putting my foot down, sir.
Like, no, you're
I am the
not."
head coach of this team, and
Then
you are not
I would
playing."
love to see mutiny where the starters just start and be like, "Nah, I'm good,
Well,
fam."
did you
And
ever
they just
ever
crash.
listen? Did you ever listen to Pat McAfee
Yes.
talk about that 2009 season?
Yes.
Listen to Pat McAfee talk about the 2009 season.
They were-
not
they were
Peyton,
befuddled on his
not
show.
Peyton, not Freeney, not Reggie, not Marvin was gone, Garcon. None of those guys. They got to Buffalo for the game where they were 14-0
Yep.
in the snow, and they lost, and
I know.
the starters didn't play, and they were fucking livid.
Yeah. And he
They're
said,
like, we
let,
have
let
a
the
chance.
air out of the team.
We have a chance to do something beyond special here.
Yeah, they
And
probably would have won
Jim
too if they had
Caldwell-
went all the way through.
Jim Caldwell pulled the plug on it in Week 16.
Right, because he's a fucking douche. I hate Jim Caldwell.
So, yeah, but he
Why
talked
would-
about...
yeah.
That guy.
Pat talked about that let the air out of the team. He said the whole locker room was, like, deflated after
Yeah,
that.
no shit.
No pun intended with deflated, obviously, in the Colts and the Patriots and everything like
That
that.
was
But-
years
Ah.
later.
I
That was
know.
way years later.
I know. But to go back to my original point, so that happens with Brady. Brady says, okay, I want Julio Jones. They sign him. Hey, I called Kyle Rudolph. He's interested in coming here. They sign him. Hey, I called Russell Gage. Brady did all of these calls, and all the players were like, "Oh yeah, Brady called me. Brady was the first contact." Brady is secret.
He's
quarterback
LeBron James
GM.
in the fucking Bucks.
Yes, I can't. I loved Brady when he was here. I get why he's gone. Belichick was never going to allow.
But
that shit
we
to
talked
fly.
about
Yes.
this last week. Where you had John Gruden nix the whole deal of bringing Brady to Vegas. He was like, "No, fuck that. I'm not dealing with Brady." You had Belichick basically show Brady the door and be like, "Bye." Like, I'm all set with you. Go. I don't need to deal with your shit anymore. That's 2 Hall of Fame head coaches. Say what you want about Gruden. He's a Hall of Famer. 2 Hall of Fame head coaches that were like, I'm all set with you.
Yep.
What does that tell you? And then he goes down there and plays with Bruce Arians. Sure, they luck up and win a Super Bowl because Brady throws, per usual, 3 interceptions in a championship game, which just seems to be like par for the course for him. And the other team just is like,
what do we do with a turnover, guys? Do we just give it back over here? Yeah, that's what we do, guys. Oh, okay.
Why are they Michael?
Don't ask. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
it's like Family Guy meets South Park meets The
Mimsy,
Simpsons.
yeah,
Yes, that was at Mimsy.
Yeah, Mimsy.
I said Michael. I was like, what's his name? I can't think of his name.
No, Mimsy's more like, Dad.
Yeah.
What do I do with this turnover, boss?
Oh, that's right. Like his boss, like the guy.
Nathan.
Yeah.
Damn it, Mimsy. I told you.
But no, Brady's running that whole team. You're right, and then you're 100% right with
Let me
Bruce
introduce
Arians.
you to my high-priced hooker, Classy.
I was never a Bruce Arians fan, obviously. And
You've been on the fuck Bruce Arians bandwagon since beyond.
Oh, before Brady.
Since he was in Indy.
Yeah, I was like,
You didn't even like him when he took over for Indy.
Nope.
And then he went to Arizona, and then he went to Tampa.
name me a coach who's done less with more.
Yeah.
Until Brady, he's won nothing.
I mean,
He's
you
like,
loathed him when he was in Pittsburgh.
he sucked.
I mean, I met you when I first met you. He was still in Pittsburgh, and you hated him
I
back then.
was like, these calls are dog shit. I'm like, it's the same fucking call over and over again. He goes, it's like he played Madden the night before. He's like, got the plan, and he just showed up to the field. And I was
Oh
like,
my god! Which and I say it tongue in cheek, but I'm only half kidding. If you gave me a playbook and an Xbox controller, I'm fairly certain I could outcoach most coaches in the NFL on any given Sunday.
I'm telling you, I don't have to watch a single Raiders game to know exactly how all those games are going to go offensively.
Yeah, the Raiders. I feel like I can't wait till next week's Pick'em show. Raiders fans, buckle up. You are not going to like it.
It's going to start out great. They're going to start out red hot like
Who
they
they
always
playing?
do.
Who they playing?
The Raiders for the whole
No,
season.
we're
the
doing our
NFL.
picks. No, when we
Picks.
do our picks next week.
Yeah.
The Raiders will always start out. I guarantee under Josh McDaniels, you'll start out red hot on offense. You're gonna be like, "Wow, this team is
Like
super,
6-0, and
This team
that's
is
all they
Super Bowl
win the
bound.
whole fucking year. 6
then-
games. Oh fuck!
And then the second half of the season, everyone's like, "Oh, you're just running the exact same plays in different order." And he's
They
like,
know
"Well,"
what we're doing now, bro. And it's like, nah, they don't.
it's like, "Oh, the guys are covered down deep, and it's double coverage on Devontae. Fuck it, throw it to the guy in the
We'll
slot."
see. I mean, they got a
Guy in the
squad,
slot.
dude. I mean, the Raiders got a fucking squad.
Raiders
this
start
year,
off
dude.
first 5 games for the Raiders. At the Chargers, at home against the Cardinals, at the
Loss,
Titans,
loss,
at home to the Broncos,
Loss.
at the Chiefs.
I'm telling you, they might go 5-0.
They make go 0-5.
And then they'll come out of the bye week. They'll lose to the Texans.
You don't get it.
They'll lose at the
Loss.
Saints. They'll lose at the Jags. They'll lose at home to the Colts.
Loss.
They'll lose at the Broncos. They'll lose at the Seahawks. They'll beat the Chargers because
No, they won't. They'll lose.
the Chargers. No, because the entire Chargers team will be on fucking IR by then.
They're going 0-17.
They'll lose. They'll
motherfucker.
lose at the Rams. They'll. Josh McDaniels will beat. Will he beat? No, he won't beat Bill Belichick. Belichick will even the record against.
No, Belichick doesn't do well against his assistants.
He will. There's no way in
he
hell
lose to
Josh
the-
McDaniels
Did
is
he
going
lose to the
2-0.
Lions?
Brian Flores fucking killed us.
B-Flow?
Yeah. I'm so glad Flores is gone.
Well, yeah, but that's a fucking divisional rival. That happens no matter
At
what.
the Steelers on Christmas Eve, loss. Then they got the Niners and the Chiefs, loss.
Also, I don't like the NFL going to Christmas games. I don't like that. That's NBA.
Honestly, though, I don't really give a shit because you know what? The NBA Christmas slate has sucked now for the last 7 years.
I usually never get Christmas off anyway, so I'm like, that kind of blows his games on.
I
but
like the Christmas.
oh, well,
I love
guess.
NBA on Christmas. I feel like it is a great thing to have.
I'd love to
I
be
love
off.
my favorite thing is when the NFL plays all their games on Saturday on Christmas Eve, and Christmas falls on a Sunday and you get all NBA games. That's my favorite.
I
agree. I don't really care for the NFL on Christmas Day because that is the but that's just the NFL.
When did that ever happen? When did that
this
ever
year?
happen?
Now.
That's just the NBA, the NFL flexing its nuts on the NBA, being like, bitch, you thought you owned Christmas? Not anymore.
Well, the NBA, like, think of it like everyone's standing in, like, line at school, and the NFL has always been in the front. And they just turn around, the NBA is behind them, and they're like, and the NBA was like, why'd you do that? It's like, oh.
Because I can.
Exactly. The kid's like, well, all right, dick.
You fucking
He
loser.
backs up a couple of feet, and he's like, all right.
Yocks him and fucking, he's like, give me the NBA.
Well, anyway,
give me
I
the
found,
NFL.
like, I think I only saw, like, 4 wins on the Raiders' schedule this year, so.
No, it's...
No, I'm just kidding. They're going to go, like, 500. Their
No,
offense is going to put up a ton of
You
points.
can't go 500 anymore. It's impossible.
Whatever, they're going to go 9-8.
That's a winning record.
Or 8-9.
Go 500. That's
You
dope.
can't.
I know that's
I hate
dope.
it. I hate it.
No, fuck that shit.
Well, no. It's only going to be you're only not going to be able to go 500 for like 2 or 3 more years.
Jeff Fisher can't wait to come back.
And then there's going to be one more game,
games
and then
and
Jeff
one more-
Fisher will be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"I'm back."
I can't go 8-8 no more.
Jeff Fisher's like, "I can't go 8-8, but I can go 9-9."
Jesus Christ.
Because they're going to add an 18th game. We all know it. It's coming. It's the writing's been on the wall for 10 years.
Games, bro.
It's too many games. It's too much. The NFL is oversaturated. It's a shit. The product is getting worse. We all know
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Like people don't understand that. Like,
no, they do.
The amount of no, they don't clearly because they're like more games. Meanwhile, like JT, Henry, fucking A-Rod, all these big time guys are like, what do you think we can? Like, what are we fucking robots? Like, we're not human beings. Like, what the fuck? Give us a chance.
You got paid millions of dollars to play a kids game. All right, fat
great
ass, get
asshole. Get the fuck. Yeah,
get
no
out
shit.
Get out the couch and go play it.
Yeah.
Wait until
Here's
Fat
Teron
bitch.
Smith, motherfucker. Fucking, try and run around him.
Yeah.
Wait until the NFL actually
though he's
has.
hurt,
They're gonna have a
I hope
home
he does
team.
well.
They're gonna have a home team in England in then
comes
5
back.
years.
Oh, they'll have a home team in England. Then they'll or
That
at least
Then the product's gonna be so fucking garbage because you're gonna have every asshole.
You have to think
from
about this.
each corner of the fucking world thinking they're the next fucking.
Think about this. Think about this. Not only once they go worldwide and they go to other countries, now that has different tax implications. That's going to have different implications on your salary cap. You're going to have to do a global salary cap implication now, where you're going to have to take into account. This is like very economically talking.
You're talking like $1 trillion industry right now.
I know, but what you're going to have to do, you're going to actually have to say, hey, what's going to happen is in England, it's going to be totally different because you have to pay extra taxes because you have the royalty tax.
But next week we're playing in Qatar, and then we're going to the UAE.
But you know what? But you know
and
what?
then,
You know what this is gonna do, right? Like, you're okay, cool. You're gonna put a team in London. You're gonna put one in Canada.
My
You're probably
game
gonna
check
put one in
and
Mexico.
fucking- yeah, my-
You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna try and sprinkle them throughout Europe, whatever. You know what it's gonna? All it's gonna do is it's gonna be like what soccer is over here. Like, soccer owns the globe. They own
over here it's shit.
and you can get to America and nobody gives a flying fuck about soccer, and for good reason, because we actually like cool shit. You know what I mean? And we're not fucking lame. Well, most of us. And then you're going to go over to Europe, and they're going to be like, rugby is tougher than this. And you'll be like, all right, cool. And it's never going to grip over there. It's never going to take hold. It's like America, we've got football and NASCAR. The rest of the world gets Formula One and soccer. Like, I'll take football and NASCAR.
That's actually a really good fucking comparison. It's so true, though. It's so true. I will take fucking football and NASCAR over fucking soccer and F1 any fucking day.
Yeah, that's what the rest of the world
Sorry,
has.
but and,
The rest of the
and
world
you're not
goes
gonna
fucking-
and you're not going to ever intermingle the two.
No, it's
You're
just not
never
gonna
gonna
happen.
do it.
I've
You're
been
never
hearing for
gonna do
30 fucking years that soccer and lacrosse are going to be the biggest sports in this country.
Dude, I played
because
lacrosse.
because football's too violent,
I
too many
played lacrosse.
injuries.
Lacrosse is for
Blah blah
losers.
blah 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 blah
No, it's
blah
for
blah
rich
blah.
kids.
I was fucking an absolute house at lacrosse.
Paul was actually
It's rich kids.
disgustingly
What, you defended
nasty.
them?
No, I almost sent a mini.
Yeah?
Never fucking lost a face-off, even including Catherine Memorial.
What, you smash people in the wrist the whole fucking
Yeah,
game?
yeah.
That's
Because
the
I
way
took
to
my
go.
football mentality, and I had a kid walking back to the fucking face-off from Catherine Memorial, who was supposed to be the biggest fucking private Catholic school, like from like I don't fucking even forget where
Lax
they're
bros
from.
to the core.
To the core. And I had this kid sitting there going, I don't want to do face-offs anymore. Because I kept smashing his fucking teeth in the whole time. Fucking
best.
shit you not ass. Peter Warden.
I remember that.
It's the best.
I don't want to put anybody's name on
No, it
blast,
was,
but I'll put Peter Warden's name on blast. Or maybe I would even put a couple
It
others,
was
but
good
I have to
because
ask him.
Goo Man was your coach, right? Goodman.
No, Goodman was varsity. I wasn't varsity because we went to Florida twice a year, so I couldn't be. I couldn't
that's
be
right.
varsity.
They fucked you
So
on
they
that.
sandbagged my ass. I should have been on varsity. I went on JV, bro. I was on JV, and I'm like, all right, bro, you got to be kidding me. Like, you want to talk about?
See, why didn't you like lacrosse then?
Oh, I love it. It's one of my
okay, then.
favorite fucking sports. But
I think
just
lacrosse
saying,
is so fun.
No, but right, it is. But like,
It's a rich person sport.
it is, and it's
It's
like
like water polo.
Yeah, I was centimetry. I used to fuck shit up. It's like a whole different story. We can go down this whole path, but yeah, I didn't have Goodman because sorry, I didn't want to put his name on blast.
Doesn't
Like
matter.
that.
He was a public figure.
No, I had Coach Gardner. Coach Gardner was a fucking man. He
Right,
was
I
cool
remember
as
that. You
shit.
got fucked because you were supposed to be on varsity, but we went to Florida for April
Twice a year,
vacation.
you couldn't play varsity sports, so
Yeah.
I got bumped down to JV,
Yeah.
and it was absolute
Because that was that
sandbagging.
dumbass fucking rule. Because they were like, no, you have to be here, even though school's on vacation.
Right.
You have to be here, and we're like, but we go to Florida every year with our family.
It was sandbagging.
But couldn't you have lied and
And-
not said it?
No, because you weren't at practice.
The coach, they couldn't do that. No, it wasn't. No,
It was a
couldn't do that. I
dumbass.
couldn't be on varsity
It was
because
an
I
absolute-
That's probably gone now. They
Absolute-
probably don't have that
probably
anymore.
is. Yeah, it probably
It
is.
was
But
a
I couldn't
stupid
be on
fucking rule
varsity
made by
because
stupid
I left.
fucking
I
people.
left
That's
on,
like-
on vacations
Yeah.
with my family to Florida. I couldn't be on varsity
Because you
because
wasn't
I
committed
there.
to the team.
Yeah, exactly.
I found out like the whole like I know a couple of kids that just graduated a couple of years ago from Bedford High School football team, and they're like, oh yeah, practice is totally different now. Like we barely practice, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Can't even hit people. Can't
No, you can
yell.
hit people, but you don't practice like you used to.
No, God, no. There's no more Oklahoma drills. There's no more.
No up downs.
Okies were fucking great.
Oklahoma
No.
drills,
No,
like
so-
concussion battles.
Yeah, Okies were fucking great
Of
though.
course they were. People do that on the beach.
You separate men from the boys with the Okie drills, bro.
I seen a couple of chicks on the beach take out some dudes with those Oklahoma. I was blown away. I was like, whew. I'm like, those girls are in the wrong field.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah. It was crazy. 774-992-8702. We're talking Brady, Garoppolo, quarterbacks. While we're still on the quarterbacks, I do want to touch on Lance Fields.
Justin?
Sorry, I'm thinking Trey Lance.
Lance Fields.
Trey Lance and Lance Fields when two become one.
They wish.
Remember that in the video when she goes like this, when two become one, in the Spice Girls video? Go back and watch that video and watch her do this.
She was talking about putting a ring on the finger.
Yeah. That's what she was talking about.
Exactly. That's what she said she was talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Wasn't that scary?
Uh,
Scary was
I
wild
thought it
as
was
shit.
posh.
Could be. Scary's a crazy motherfucker, man. She talks about life, and she seems
What
like
was
she
the
had
little blonde one?
spicy. No,
It was Pop.
baby.
Was that baby?
I don't know.
I forget.
There was baby, posh, spice.
Oh, let's look it up.
Is sport one sporty, or am I just making that up?
Sporty Spice, yeah.
And then what was the last one? Ginger, or is that fucking Gilligan's Island?
Yeah, no, that was. You're right.
Pretty sure.
All right, let's see. Spice Girls Wikipedia. So let's see.
I like how we're just googling Spice Girl names.
We're just doing it.
All right, so we had.
Posh. Everyone knows Beckham. Everyone knows.
Posh Spice, yep.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. What was the
Silly Spice, right?
No, silly.
Silly Spice?
What a silly bitch.
That's fucking funny though. I knew that wasn't one, but I just wanted Silly Spice.
Silly Spice.
It just came to me. I don't know. I have no idea. Is that all of them right there? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Emma Bunton.
Emma Bunton.
That was her name.
No. I need the
real name.
band name.
No, I'm
Silly Spice.
Baby Spice. Baby Spice.
Yeah, it is
Sorry,
baby.
Spice.
Yeah, she was my favorite.
Baby, posh, scary, sporty, and ginger. Is that the 5?
Really?
Shut up.
Scary Spice was the black chick.
Yes. Don't bring
And
color into
Victoria Beck. Jerry Hollowell was ginger, spicy ginger.
It's not spicy ginger. There's no such thing.
Ginger Spice.
Thank you.
Whatever.
All right, so I got
then
3.
Sporty Spice was Melanie C.
All right, it is sporty. Okay, I was worried about
Yeah.
sporty. I think I made that up.
Sporty
But no, I was
Spice. So you had Sporty Spice, Baby Spice, Ginger Spice, Scary Spice, and what was Victoria Beckham again?
good. Posh.
Posh Spice. Right. Yes. Right. Okay.
Fuck is that? Yeah. She looks like shit now.
She's
What do you mean?
50.
I would still fuck every single one of them just on principle alone.
Paul, they were on the mid 90s.
Yeah.
That was
1994.
I know. I'm sorry.
That was
right.
27 years
They
ago.
formed. How old were they in the
Early 20s. If they were 22, that makes them 50.
She looks like shit now.
She's 50, asshole.
I know.
All right, let's see. We'll go to my favorite one. We'll go to Baby Spice. Emma Bunton.
She's probably the youngest then. That's by the name.
I don't fucking know. 1994.
No,
dude, no way. She's got my same
28.
birthday.
Really?
Yeah, she was born in '76, so she's 46 years old.
Oh, it was meant
January
to be, bro.
21st. Oh, dude.
It's meant to be, bro.
40. See, she's
Sorry,
the youngest
babe.
one. 46.
Wait, what do you mean?
She's 46.
She's the youngest one.
Oh, I don't know.
That's
She's
the youngest.
Yeah, she was the youngest one. That's why she was called Baby, wasn't it?
Christ.
Oh, I actually have no idea why she was called Baby.
I feel like that's like a VH1 trivia fact I know.
Jesus Christ.
You're probably not wrong.
I don't know why I keep saying that.
Ginger?
Let's see. Was it Baby Spice? Or,
Fucking 11 years. The youngest one's 11 years older than us. Well, than me, anyway.
10 years older
That's
than
a
me.
fucking long time.
Yeah.
I got fucking
Musical career.
You look like shit. 12 years from now, Paul's gonna be like, "Do I look like shit?"
I know.
I guess.
Well, yeah, I
Hey,
did.
Barbara.
I did 10 years ago. So
Why was she called Baby Spice?
we don't know, dude.
I'm looking it
because
up.
she was only 4'3".
Well, that's the thing. Was she a midget too?
No, that would be Midgie Spice. How did we get in the Spice Girls?
Mingy Space. I don't really think. I don't know.
Because I said Trey Fields.
Oh, the two become
Or-
one thing.
Yeah, and then two became one, and then
Jesus Christ, this stemmed down a rabbit hole.
yeah. Well, this is how this show goes, dude.
Yeah, it is.
How the Spice Girls got their names. Is this a video? Because I really don't want to
that
watch it.
sucks.
Just go with what I said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we'll
either
just
way.
we'll just do that. Unless
She the
somebody
young
else
one.
knows. Yeah, she's the youngest one, I guess. So
Yeah.
anyway, so she's 46. So she's 8 years older than me. 9 years older than me. And
Victoria Beckham's 49. Told you.
yeah, dude. I mean, still.
Looks like shit.
What?
I'm kidding. I don't really know. I don't know what she looks like. I don't even know what.
Ginger Spice is 51. Mel B, who was scary
Scary
is
Spice.
47.
Dead
Dude,
prostate cancer.
Hey,
No,
Sporty
I'm
looks
just
great. Oh, no, she does not look great. No, she looks pretty. She's 49. She looks great.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Who's
Would
that?
smash.
That's the Sporty one.
Yeah, well, no shit. She does CrossFit.
It's not called CrossFit anymore.
Oh?
Whatever it is.
I think they got rid of
Does
it.
she do CrossFit?
I have no idea.
Well, they had to get
Maybe
rid.
she
Do
does.
they have to get rid of the
She's called
stigma?
Sporty Spice.
Yeah.
She's called Sporty Spice.
Yeah, back then it was just like jogging.
CrossFit, aka we do pull-ups that really aren't pull-ups.
Yeah, they hurt your shoulders a lot.
We do fake pull-ups for
Yeah.
days.
Well, I don't know. She looks like she's a CrossFit chick. Is she still alive? Yeah. All right. I'm
She's
just checking.
49.
All right. I'm
Obviously, she's still alive.
He's like, wow.
I'm just checking, bro.
Paul, when he sees his athletes retire, he's like, man, that guy's gonna die any day now after 37.
And Paul's like, he's 33. He's like, wait, what?
He's alive?
He
got
looks
grays.
old
Look
as
at all those
shit.
grays, bro. Damn.
Anyway,
Better have a
774
will.
992-8702. Give us a call.
Christ.
Justin Fields. I know it was the Cleveland Browns, like, fourth string defense. I know it was the backups. I know it was preseason. I know everything. But did you watch Justin Fields the other night?
I was not as impressed.
I'm tempering my expectations. However, what I saw Justin Fields do the other night against Cleveland, I've never seen him do in his career.
He did it last preseason.
Okay,
Same exact
but,
shit.
but that was different, though, because he still had Matt Nagy pulling the strings. And now that Saggy Nagy's gone, all of a sudden you're like,
I think it's just a very
maybe
vanilla.
there's something here for
I
this.
think it's just, like I don't like the only thing I like from preseason is watching like the fundamentals, the mechanics, things like that nature. I can't take preseason seriously. Like if the Patriots go out there and they win 48-3, I'm like, all right, cool. The Patriots lose 3-48. Okay, cool. It doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit about preseason. Like the Ravens having a 21 or 22 game win streak in the preseason, I don't give a shit about.
I know.
It looks like it's just
I
going
was
right into
just
the AC.
thinking if it came back, I was going to be like, all right.
That's not
I'm
how
done.
ACs work.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know that. I was like, oh, man, if this comes spam back, I'm good.
Hey, careful with the
But yeah,
with
no,
verbiage.
I get it. I don't know. I mean,
I think he's just dog. I think he's just not good. I think the NFL's already ruined him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, if you.
Who's the head coach of the Bears right now?
Your old Eberflus.
Matt.
Gone. No idea.
Done.
No, I don't think he's gone. I think
I know shit
Eberflus
about him.
is good. I like him. And That's the thing. I think Fields and the Bears, I think they actually got something to fucking look forward to this year. I really do. I don't think they're going to be world beaters. They're not even. I think they're going to be at best third in the division if they can manage somehow to get by Detroit, who I don't know if you guys have been watching Hard Knocks, but I am all in on the Detroit motherfucking Motor Kitties.
It seems so fun, but that worries me.
I haven't seen
how much fun they're having?
Episode, dude. I haven't seen.
I love Dan Campbell. Like D-Mac watching.
I'm pretty sure Dan Campbell.
He's like, I don't care if you got 3 toes and 1 ass cheek. We'll beat your ass anywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there's like some like Vietnam vet sitting in his house watching that, like eating a TV dinner, going,
"Fuck you, bro.
Like, what the fuck did I do to you, dickhole?" Like,
I feel like when the cameras shut off and it actually comes time for the games to happen, and the offensive team's gonna go in there for their meeting, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, coach, what we got for the game plan this week?" She's like, "You gotta go out there, you gotta play hard," and the guys would be like, "Any film we should watch?"
You getting a game check? Yeah. All right, we'll go earn it.
I feel like that's like the kind of head coach he is. I'm not shit talking him. He could be like the greatest guy in the world, but it just seems like I've watched Hard Knocks. I haven't watched all the episodes, but what I have seen, I'm like, this seems like this team is having a lot of fun.
How do I find it? If I want to go home and watch Hard Knocks right now,
HBO Max.
Oh, no, it's on Amazon too, isn't it? Or is it
I think it's on HBO Max now. I think the mid-season
avenue.
one's on
I'm
both.
gonna need one avenue.
HBO
fellas.
Max.
I'll tell you right now, I have fucking HBO Max on my phone.
It's definitely on HBO Max. I've already watched
Colts on
first.
there?
The in-season one?
Colts on there?
Yeah.
All of them are on there.
The last year's in-season one?
Don't give a fuck. The Colts on there?
Why are you swearing?
What do you...
I just want to. Can I see are the Colts on that?
No, they only do one team for Hard Knocks.
What's wrong with you?
Have you never watched Hard Knocks?
Do you not know how Hard Knocks
no,
works?
I didn't know. No, I've never seen Hard Knocks.
They haven't been on in like 8 years for the Colts.
Who, the Colts? Oh, so I can't go back to watch that season?
No, the Colts were never on Hard Knocks except for last year on the in-season one.
That's what I want to know. Can I go back and see like the Colts one?
From last year, yeah.
Oh, cool. Then that's why I'm fucking asking.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm
The
asking.
first time I looked up, Hard Knocks, the Colts.
They did that because that was the first ever in-season Hard Knocks they ever did.
Never, ever fucking seen Hard Knocks ever. I don't. I
Dog,
know
you've
what
definitely
it is.
watched it with me when we lived at Mom and Dad's.
Your
Bengals. The Bengals one. Yes.
That was like 2003, 4.
Exactly. Yeah, I know.
Remember when you told me Carson Wentz was going to be pretty good, and I told you he was dog shit?
No, you never ever told me. I never told you Carson Wentz was going to be pretty good because I told you Carson Wentz was going to be a shitbag, and we fucking were on the same side. He thought Carson Wentz was going to be better.
That's
than he
right.
was.
You're right.
We
Fuck
were
you.
the only ones that were like, no, fuck Carson Wentz, dude. Come
That's
on.
right. I'm turning on him. I called
No
the wrong
shit.
person.
What the hell, guy? I mean,
Listen.
goddamn.
Carson Wentz didn't throw an interception on the road until week 18.
But he threw 3 of them left-handed, and they sucked.
Yeah,
and
they
they
did.
cost us
I
the
know,
games.
I know.
But I mean, there's actually a lot of things.
But I
that
also said
stem
if there was
to,
ever
and I
going to be
mean,
a situation where Carson Wentz is going to resurrect his career, it was going to be last year. But that's it. That ship has sailed. It's not going to happen now.
He wasn't
in
good in
Washington,
Philadelphia.
No, it's not going to happen.
No, he
in
was good
Washington.
that one year in Philly.
He was good for half a season.
13 games.
And he was dog shit.
No,
in
he
half
was
a
13
season.
games and he got his knee blown out against the
and
Rams.
then Nick Foles came in.
Nick Foles was like, I'm going to drop
Which
my
we have
dick.
his backup now.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I want the fucking no.
Nick Foles, dick holes.
Nick
Kiss my
Foles,
ass.
Dick
We're gonna be dope this year.
Holes.
No, that's a good team.
Does Jonathan Taylor rush for? Does he break the record?
No.
You don't think so? He doesn't beat the 2011.
No.
Oh, let's save
how
that.
many
For,
yards
hold on,
is it?
let's save that for next week. 2,123, I believe it is.
Eric Dickerson.
200,
It's Dickerson, right?
No, Dickerson got
1,293.
beat.
No, Dickerson's never been beat.
I thought someone beat him.
No, Adrian
John-
Peterson came up like 10 yards short that one
That's
time.
what it was.
Yeah, it was 9 yards.
9 yards short.
I
Fucking
think.
hell.
Or you got tackled at the 10. If
Or
you'd
11.
scored, if you'd
11 or 9 yards.
broken that one tackle, it would
Yeah.
have he would have broke it. But no, he's
Yeah.
done.
Jamal Lewis didn't do it.
Leaders,
Nobody. Yeah.
rushing.
No, that's it.
Single season.
Yeah. What do we got? I think it's pretty close. Yeah, Dickerson's.
Oh, 2,105. Sorry. Adrian Peterson had 2,097. He came up 8 yards short.
8 yards. Yeah, I thought it was 8, 9. Yeah. Is that how close it was? Remember when he sat there? Remember when he had the interview?
Yeah.
He came up 8 yards short. Is that how close I was?
He's like, that's how close. And if he had,
fuck.
he got tackled at the 10-yard line. If he had broken that tackle against
Yeah.
Green Bay in Week 17
Yeah, it would have
and
been ghost.
taken it in, he would have scored the game-winning touchdown. The game was over, I think, but he would have scored the touchdown, and he would have got the record all in one carry, which would have been the most epic fucking shit. ever. I'm rooting for the Vikings this year. I really am. I want to see Kirk Cousins do well. I want to see Justin Jefferson do well. I want to see the purple and gold do well. I like the Vikings, dude. They're like sneaky one of my favorite NFC teams. I love the Vikings. I don't know what it is about them. They just they make my Giant tingle a little bit.
What's there to fucking hate, dude?
Nothing. Really nothing.
They got some ballers on that team, bro.
Kirk Cousins. I mean, the only thing that pisses me off is
underrated ballers.
When people just sit there and they like try to like convince me that Kirk Cousins is like, well, he's not that bad. Like, seriously. And I'm like, no. Kirk Cousins is pretty bad. Like, he's not good. He's a stat queen.
But
he's like Kyle Orton,
but
dude.
That's the thing, right?
Kyle Orton, when he was with the Broncos with Josh McDaniels, was good for like 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, which back then was really good. And now it's just like, but you knew you were still, you were going fucking, whatever, 8-8.
Asked him though.
Bass the Trout.
If Carson Wentz got his stats last year, do we make the playoffs?
No.
But if Carson Wentz got Kirk Cousins stats last year, yeah, you win the division.
Yeah. Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's take a
Garrett
quick
fucking
peek
T
here.
guy. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like Carson Wentz didn't throw an interception from for 16 weeks.
Let's just do a quick
on the road, but he
comparison.
also threw.
But he never played well.
Who?
Carson Wentz. That whole time he never played well.
So Carson Wentz.
Gonna argue.
Carson Wentz last year was 27-7 with 3,500 yards. Not great in the yardage.
27-7.
27-7 with 3,500. Not great. However, if you gave them, if he had thrown what Cousins did, which I think was like 34 and change, 33-7 with 4,200 yards. Yeah, I think if you just swap those stat lines out, I think
make the playoffs, dog.
the Colts are definitely in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You remember we just lost 2 bullshit games
Sean,
to the fucking
all right, well,
douchey Raiders and the fucking Jaguars. Oh, my God.
While we're on the topic of quarterbacks, Mac Jones has not looked stellar during the preseason.
Yeah, he looks terrible.
The Patriots' offense has not looked stellar during the preseason.
Bad.
I'm still defending the Patriots despite the preseason.
A lot of people hopping off right now.
A lot of people are hopping off.
Our boy Pat, who has not called in yet. Pat's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Pat jumped off
He said today, he was like, I'm with Felger and Maz. The Patriots are going to be trash this year.
I saw that.
And I wholeheartedly disagree. Now, we have a good friend of ours who's a Dolphins fan, and he keeps saying Tua's better than Mac Jones and this, that, the other thing. I don't agree at all. I think Mac Jones is way better, way higher ceiling than Tua. I think we've already seen the best Tua has to offer, which I hope I'm wrong because I actually like Tua and I want Tua to do well because, I don't know, I'm just kind of a Tua guy. That's my pineapple prince. I love him.
But like half of Miami hates his guts.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a reason why that the Dolphins were all in on trying to get Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, and Tom Brady over the last year.
Yes.
At some point or another, they were trying to get, or at least sniffing around to get one of those 3 guys.
Yes.
And it's not because they have tremendous confidence in Tua to be able to lead them to the promised land. Okay.
We're trading for one of these best quarterbacks to have as a backup and mentor.
Yeah. We want him to come in and mentor Tua. No, listen, I think Tua is as good. Like Tua's, I think at his best, he's Chad Pennington.
Okay, great analogy.
At his worst, I think he's a flat out butt. Like we've already seen the best. Like I don't care about like the throw. Everybody keeps pointing out. Like I keep seeing it all over Twitter. People retweeting this video of him hitting Tyreek Hill.
He didn't though.
51 yards down the field, and I'm like, yeah, but Tyreek Hill had to stop and come back to the ball. Like
it was underthrown.
It was way underthrown. It was everything Tua had. Like I can out-throw Tua. And I got a busted ass elbow, and I'm fat, and I'm not a professional athlete.
And I'm not like. There's nothing wrong with watching a throw and then critiquing it. Like,
I'm not saying like you have to have a hand cannon, but in the NFL, it definitely fucking helps.
Mac Jones, not a strong arm, but he's accurate. That's what I care about, and that's what the NFL cares about.
So give me your argument, because I'm so sick and fucking tired of having this fight with people.
For what argument?
About Tua versus Mac.
Well, it's.
Because you have these Dolphins fans that are coming out and they're painting Tua as the second coming of Christ. But they're simultaneously shitting down Mac's throat for doing things that Tua can't.
So who would you like to believe? Would you like the opinion of coaches or would you like the opinion of players? Like, who do you value more?
Sure.
Both?
Sure. Well, give me both.
Every teammate that has played with both Tua and Mac has picked Mac over Tua.
Okay.
And that includes Jameis Wilson. That includes Jalen Waddle. That includes not Metcalf, Mechie. All these guys that were drafted around them all said, no offense, Tua's my boy. Mac is more accurate. He throws a more catchable ball. Fine. Head coach, Nick Saban. If Mac and Tua were the same year of taking him in class, he would have started Mac over Tua. Flat out.
Makes sense.
So now you have the coach who brought these guys in college, who runs the best college football program in the country, bar none, say Mac was the better quarterback over Tua. You have his teammates say Mac was the better quarterback over Tua. And now you're supposed to be telling me that Tua in the NFL, even after a fucking hip injury, is better, so much better than Mac. But Mac made the playoffs in his rookie season with a team that was supposed to be rebuilding. I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense. I understand Mac's shortcomings. Mac cannot rifle a ball in the 100 miles an hour like a Josh Allen, like a Justin Herbert. That's
but no one's asking him to do that.
Nope. They're asking him be precise, be accurate, be smart. That's it.
Be Russell Wilson.
That's what it is.
Go be Russell Wilson. That's all you got to do. If you're Mac Jones, and I'm not saying that's like, oh, well, just easy peasy. But, like, if Mac Jones can go do what Russell Wilson does and just be accurate, on time, and throw a nice ball, the Patriots are going to have a good time. And I feel like the Patriots, when it comes down to Mac Jones versus Tua, I just don't see where – I haven't seen anything out of Tua that makes me sit here and go, there it is. Like, as shitty as of a season as the Jags had last year with Urban Meyer, I watched Trevor Lawrence last year and went,
he can bomb it.
Holy shit, this kid can fucking throw a football.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't always exactly where it was supposed to be. You know, maybe the play wasn't great, whatever. Obviously, the coaching situation was less than desirable with Urban Meyer out there finger blasting fucking fucking
18-year-olds.
19, 21-year-old, 21-year-old
like
college
20.
girls.
17-and-a-half-year-olds.
Whatever, but like
weirdo.
It doesn't matter. The point is like
fucking weirdo.
When you watch Herbert, he jumps off the tape at you. When you watch Malik Willis,
that was impressive.
He jumps off the tape at you. You watch Malik Willis. If you haven't seen Malik Willis last week in his final preseason game with the Titans, go watch that shit. That kid is a fucking gamer.
He got drafted low because he came from a shit school.
Third round because he played at Liberty.
Yes, and Liberty doesn't have any good competition they play against.
None. But the kid lit the combine up.
When you watch him play, though, it's like, man, this guy has natural talent.
His natural talent is unreal.
I watched it. I said, holy shit, they drafted Steve McNair.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. It looked like a young Steve McNair without all the injuries and death. I know.
Well, yes. I mean, he's...
God rest his soul.
Yeah. But no, you're right. But like those guys jump off the film at you. Tua never jumps off the film at you. And you're like, every once in a while, Tua will throw a ball, and you'll be like, okay, well-placed ball. Good. But that's like the bare minimum for the NFL.
Spikes a lot of balls, too.
And like, yeah, I don't know. I know they got a new offense. I know they got Tyreek Hill. I know they got a bunch of talent. But there's a reason why the Dolphins have constantly have never stopped searching for their next quarterback.
Who did they bring in this year? They brought in Tyreek.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Name one team. Last year was the one-off year where a wide receiver did amazing in Cooper Kupp. But name that time where it's put teams over the hump. It doesn't. It doesn't work.
No.
And he's over the hill already.
Teams get put over the hump by wide receivers when they're already good teams.
And Tommy kept asking me. Tommy's like, name someone that accelerates faster at wide receiver. And I'm like, Tommy, like, that's not the whole game. But he's like, name someone faster. I'm like, I probably can't. I'm like, DK Metcalf has insane acceleration for a guy his size, too.
I don't give a shit if you're the fastest fucking guy in the field.
But that's my point. My point is, like, yes, he's an insane accelerator, but he needs to run the routes, and he needs to adjust to Tua.
Wasn't Darius Hayward Bay the fastest man in the NFL once?
Yeah, fuck it. Like, that play, and
mean shit.
Everyone keeps harping on it, is that Tua underthrew it. He stopped and came back and caught the ball. No, but Shea Caldwell was never that fast.
No.
He was mad fast.
No, he wasn't.
No.
Bug eyes?
Ricochet? No.
No. Possession guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're thinking of somebody else, but no. But no. I mean, we've seen it. Remember, let's just go back and look at whoever the Oakland Raiders have drafted. You know, they drafted Henry Ruggs over Judy, Jefferson, Lamb, or no, not Lamb. Sorry, Judy, Jefferson, and
No, CeeDee Lamb was one of them too.
Oh, maybe it was okay. Yeah, Lamb. Like they took him. Why? Because the Raiders can't get off the fact that he ran like a 4.29 40.
They just cut their first round pick from last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, defensive
Leatherwood.
tackle. Yeah,
no,
Leatherwood.
No, left tackle.
Oh, left tackle. I thought you meant yeah. I knew it was a lineman.
To Durant's credit, he did say last week when he called in that the Raiders' offensive line is going to be a problem. That they're going to have issues with the offensive line, and they cut another guy. So, look, I think the Raiders. Again, I like the NFL better when the Raiders are good because it's more fun and it's a better place. I still think we're 2 years away from that at best.
I don't know if it's Josh. It's my bias against Josh though. I think Josh just.
Well, I know you're biased against Josh, and that's fine and well, and you can be biased against Josh all you want because you've seen. You've
been a
seen
fan long enough to see what his.
But you've seen Josh while he was still basically the middleman between Belichick and Brady, two of the greatest to ever do it, where he just kind of had to not fuck it up. You know what I mean? Here's a Ferrari, keep it off the rails, don't grind the gears,
don't gas it,
and don't loop it,
Yep.
and you're good. That's all you got to fucking do. And he did that, and he did a very good job at it. And there's no one saying that he didn't or whatever. And I just think when it comes down to it, your bias against Josh isn't unfounded. The only difference is this time Josh has a GM. He's not in charge of the whole,
Yeah, it's our guy.
It's not Pat Bowlen saying,
I'm fucking pissed. That was
he reminds me of a young Mike Shanahan. Here's the keys to here's all the keys.
The guy that they got our GM, who I was hoping would be our GM. He is phenomenal at drafting college talent. And when they left together, I was
for who though?
For Oakland. I'm sorry, Las Vegas.
Yeah, but not for the Patriots like what he's been.
No, he was the second in command of the Patriots. He was second under Caserio. Caserio left for Houston,
yeah, all right.
and then Belichick assumed the dual role because
that's
Belichick,
what I was
Belichick
thinking right
doesn't
there.
like to give people the roles right off the bat.
That's what I
because
was
you know
thinking,
why?
right.
Which I don't mind this. He says I'd rather he's been in the league for 50 years over this point.
Right, of
he's
course.
like put the heat on me. The offense goes bad, it's my fault. Defense goes bad, it's my fault.
So you just think he's scapegoat for all his other shortcomings is
because
Belichick knows because Belichick can sit there and be a bulletproof vest for everybody on his
pretty
squad.
much. I mean, yeah, I guess
Because what is anybody going to say to Belichick? Belichick is the single greatest coach in the history of sports.
Right.
What media guy is going to come in and be like, well, Bill, I really came up short in the draft this year, and he's going to go, yeah, well, the draft was back in April.
He goes, I made 10 Super Bowls in 21 years.
I'm sorry, did I?
I've won 10 Super Bowls.
Sorry, what Bill's answer should be is, one day Bill should just come out and be like, you know what, honestly, I'm just sick and fucking tired of having to pay to get my boat renamed every 3 or 4 years, so I just, I got to fuck these up every once in a while, so I don't have to do it.
What's up, the 8 rings? Is that what it's called? 8 rings now?
8 or 9.
Well,
2 with the Giants.
2 with the Giants, 6
with
with
the
the Patriots.
He doesn't count championship rings. He thinks those are garbage.
Yeah. Well,
They are.
They are.
Unless you're Jim Irsay for some reason.
Running up,
AFC Championship finalist.
Fucking moron.
Well, because everyone saw the
you. Take that
everyone
banner
saw
down.
everyone saw the video of whatever it was 2017 or 2018 where they win the AFC Championship and they hand the AFC like the Lamar Hunt trophy to him and he goes right back to somebody else. He doesn't even look at it for a second. He just hands it to somebody else. And the reporter asked him immediately after, "Hey, did you realize you took the trophy and handed it to somebody else?" And he goes, "I'm not here." He goes, "We're here to win Super Bowls." He goes, "We're not here to win conference championships."
Nope. And I had this conversation with somebody.
It was
the other
just
day
so funny. He just didn't care.
And that's what happened in 2013 with the Broncos when they got smashed because we were talking about the no-fly zone versus the Legion of Boom, and what was the better secondary. And I'm like, I would put the no-fly zone above the Legion of Boom only because of what they did in consecutive playoff games against Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, and then at that time MVP Cam Newton. Now, I know the Legion of Boom dusted us in the Super Bowl, but I blame that more on John Fox because once they beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship, it was like, season's over, we won. We got a game to play. Yeah, cool, whatever. I guess we'll show up. Mm-hmm. Like, that was the attitude through that whole building. Champ Bailey came out and said it afterwards. He said there was a lot of we're just happy to be here kind of talk and not like we got a job to do kind of talk. And I blame John Fox for that, and that's why he lost his job ultimately. And then they won the Super Bowl 2 years later. But nonetheless, you get to that point where it's just, Belichick doesn't let his team slip like that. He's like, I don't give a shit about AFC Championship games. I want Super Bowls. Super Bowl. That's the only reason why you're here is to win the Super Bowl. And that's why Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time in any sport. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear about Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach. I don't want to hear about, Joe Torre.
About Pop.
Pop. Nope. Don't care. Don't care.
You love it because his demeanor is just, he doesn't give a shit what he says out there.
Who, Pop?
No, Belichick.
Well, Belichick, he's a Parcells disciple.
I know, but Parcells loves to talk.
Parcells and Belichick accomplish the exact same thing with completely opposite strategies.
Bingo.
And it's fantastic to watch.
And Bill shows up in raggedy clothes that he's had since he first got here in 2000. He's like,
it's like the 85 Bears versus the 07 Patriots. Like just two completely contrasting styles of football.
Yeah.
And just boom, you're like, okay, cool.
And that's another thing. To get back to our original comment about Mac versus Tua, I did not want Joe Judge or Matt Patricia back on this team at all.
You didn't.
And I got both.
Yep.
And I was like, of fucking course I did. That's why I wanted Bill O'Brien.
And you did say that, though. You said that all last year.
I said I want Bill O'Brien. That's who I want. I still want him for next year, too. Because I don't care how it goes this year. I want Bill O'Brien. And I think if it's still bad where Joe Judge and Matt Patricia are still fucking up, I think Belichick will take over offensive duties midway through the season and fix it.
Well, I think at the end of the day, the only guy that's capable of running the Patriots offense right now in that coaching staff is Bill Belichick.
Or Mac. I'd let Mac just fucking run it at this point. Why not? What's the worst he can lose?
Well, I think he's going to need somebody to help him along the way.
Of course.
But yeah, you're right. But at the end of the day, dude, Belichick, and here's the thing with the Patriots. You have Bill Belichick.
For a while, apparently.
Bill Belichick is light years ahead of the competition when it comes to coaching a football team. Mm-hmm. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know what it is that he does. I don't know if he's cheating. I don't know if he's.
So.
I hope. Honestly, at this point, I don't even fucking care if he is. Because if he is and he's been getting away with it for this whole fucking time, I'd be like, God damn, dude, props to you. Like, fuck. Like, how'd you see that and nobody else did? Belichick sees things that nobody else does.
I can't wait for his book. He's going to write a book when he retires.
It's going to be must read.
I hope it's 400 pages. Honest to God.
I literally hope it's War and Peace thick. Like, I want, the art of war.
He refers to the art of war all the time in meetings.
Yeah.
And he said, I remember going back to all the old guys, the Brewski, the Vrabels, the Pfeiffers,
the
Ted Johnsons.
My favorite quote from The Art of War is by Sun Tzu.
Go on.
Sometimes gangsters just need to bang hammers. The most poetic shit I've ever read.
Yeah, Sun Tzu, he said that.
Yeah, he did.
I forgot what. It was on some Patriots DVD where Belichick was saying something. He was quoting the book, and he asked Vrabel what his input was, and Vrabel was like, "I don't fucking know." Vrabel goes, "I don't know." Some Asians were fighting in there, and then Belichick goes, "That wasn't from The Art of War. That was from a comment that our opponent said last week." And Vrabel goes, "Oh, fuck off, Bill," because Belichick just tricked him because he was always using books and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to see how prepared Vrabel was, so he used a comment the team made earlier in the week, and Vrabel had no idea. He's like, "Oh, it's from The Art of War," and he's like, "No, that was from our opponent."
Idiot.
And they all
shows how much you were paying. It was like when they sent Jamarcus Russell home with the fucking blank DVDs. Like, how much film did you watch last night? Oh yeah, I watched all of it, man. Yeah, that zone blitz they ran on third down. They're like, yeah, those DVDs are blank. And it's like, what?
I love it.
Like, yeah, here's another Krispy Kreme, you fat fuck.
And then they tell him, hey, those VHS cassettes were blank, and he's like, okay.
Well,
he's like, okay.
Whatever. Joke's on you then, I guess, because we're losing on Sunday. Maybe. I don't know.
Face.
I don't give a flying fuck. All right, let's wrap it up right there. That's, I think, a good spot to stop it. We'll do the Joe Rogan, Aaron Rodgers shit next week.
Take Shroom to
Really quick, this takes about 30 seconds because we're not going to talk about it too much. Deshaun Watson not going to be playing for almost 2 full seasons. He's not going to be the same. I'm sorry. He's
We
going
need 2 full. Yeah.
all last year.
Yeah.
Plus all half,
Plus
90% of
more
this.
than this, like more than
On
half of
his
this year.
comeback against the
2/3 of this
fucking-
year.
Yeah.
You
And
got-
what does that
you
say
got
to
a-
all the women out there
you
that
got a
got
little
like
bit of coming
practically
back.
raped? What?
Nothing. You said come back, and I said I get a little bit.
Come back. And guess what? I'm coming back against my
Also,
former team.
how is he's the
Why
dumbest?
is he coming back against his former team?
He's not.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, yes, he's going to
Yes,
play
he
against
is.
the Texans.
He's going
Oh,
to play
because
against
of
the
the
Texans.
NFL.
Yeah, because money, fuck the women he raped.
Because
the NFL
that's
does
the
not.
NFL.
Because you had the Bills punter who got released by the Bills over one alleged sexual assault.
That
where
was
apparently,
right,
apparently,
exactly.
20 men were involved in this sexual
it was just-
assault.
it was
Gang
originally-
rape.
It was originally
Gang
4.
rape. Gang
It was
rape.
originally 4. Now it's up to 20.
Gang rape.
Jesus, what's this?
And the Bills released the punt god over these allegations. But meanwhile, Deshaun Watson gets credibly accused by like 30 women.
30 women?
About
24, 25?
Whatever. 24 that we know of.
yeah.
Look at his tweets. People are actually like putting on our page. That's not a real tweet. I'm like, that's a real tweet that he deleted about the Predator movie. And then people are like, well, that's not proof. I'm like, you need more proof? He put sweating emojis on P. Diddy's Instagram about him getting a massage. I'm like, the guy is a psycho.
Somebody called it out, and they were like, he knows exactly what he did. He knows he's getting away with it, and now he's just flaunting it.
Yep.
And I'm
He's
not,
like OJ.
and I'm inclined to kind of believe that because I'm not a big,
He's
you know what I mean?
OJ 2.0.
Yeah, I'm not big on
If
this.
I was going to do it.
Right, exactly. I'm not big on, the cleat chasers and this and that, and I usually default to the side of the athlete in a lot of these cases. Like, I hope the punter from the Bills, I hope his name is, if he's innocent. If
right.
he's innocent.
If he's innocent, clear.
I hope he's cleared and everything's like goes. But you know what, though? It doesn't matter. The damage is done.
He compensated for his
But it doesn't matter. The
damages.
The damage is already done.
But did you read the
literally
details of
compensate
that?
for it.
Like that. Well, obviously you don't know anything.
Well,
yet.
she was gang raped. She
was
had a train
17.
run on her at a hotel party when
Yeah.
she was 17 years old.
And that was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
No. This was
the off season.
No. This is like when they were in college.
This was years ago. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
The
they're
guy,
saying this
he
at-
was in college. when
No,
they-
he
when
was
they
in
claimed this, wasn't it?
college, or he was with college teammates.
College teammates.
Oh.
that were still in college. He maybe have been, but he wasn't a Bill yet. He wasn't a Bill yet. As far as I remember from the timeline, I don't know. We'll sort the details out and sort.
He made a ballsy statement. I guess I've been canceled. Wow, holy shit, that's a bold statement from that dude. Might want to calm down.
Maybe
I mean,
he's not
if he's
fucking
innocent,
involved in it, man, you
if he's
know?
innocent, then so be it.
What do you mean this guy I consensually had sex with just punted at 82 yards? Yeah, he raped me. Of course. I'm not saying that he's
I
innocent.
know we're not diminishing. I don't want to diminish
I'm
it,
not taking away from any kind of sexual, what these dudes are capable of. And
Listen,
things like that.
if you sexually assault a woman and you rape someone, you are the scummiest of the scumbag.
Right. But there are
Go-
cleat chases
Come to prison where we work, and you will see how rapists get treated.
on both sides of the spectrum.
Yes, and it is not pretty. Okay,
It was this past October.
Yeah, he wasn't a Bill yet.
Yes, he was. He was a Bill all last season.
No, I thought this was his rookie year.
No, he was already in the team last year.
Okay, so he was
The Patriots
last
brought him in.
year was his rookie year.
Yeah, the Patriots brought him in, and
I
then
was-
the
I
Patriots tried.
misunderstood that then.
Patriots tried doing the release and bring him back in the practice squad thing, and Buffalo snatched him right away. Because you know how Bill is.
Yeah.
Bill would have been like, "Yeah, I don't care about this."
Right. Okay. So.
All right.
So
The plot thickens.
my point is, if this man is going to defend himself like that, I mean, hey, listen, let it play out in the court of law, and let justice be served.
Right. I'll see you on the other side.
Yep.
If it's in the clear, bro.
Whatever happens,
And I'll be
happens.
there. Yeah.
And if he's exonerated and he's innocent, so be it.
Yep.
Good for him. And
If he's not,
if he's not,
die in hell, motherfucker.
you get what
Okay.
you got coming, bro.
So this is what makes me seem like it's like legit, because she went that day, that night, like overnight. Well, it was like the same, like it was whatever 3, 4 a.m. So technically
Yeah.
it was the next day. She went to go hospital, police, rape kit, all that. She had no idea who Matt Araiza was at all. She had no idea he was in the NFL, no idea he's a punter, nothing. She's just like, it was boom, 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 like these 4 people. This article says 4.
Yeah, I heard it was up to like 20 at this point.
My
Like,
God.
which is just weird.
If it's up to
Like
20,
imagine
you're
being like
probably
imagine
not
imagine
stopping
being
many people.
imagine being at a 19 like you're at a hotel party and there's like and you're the 20th dude to take a turn. Like what the fuck is wrong with people, dude?
And clearly, this woman's not even like
I mean, seriously, what
conscious
the
to
fuck?
even
Right,
say like no or yes.
What
or
in the
whatever.
fuck is wrong with
I've seen
you?
some fucked up porn, but not like
it's
that.
It is gang. They're charging all of them with gang rape.
Yeah, I mean, and as they should be. If that's the case, then dude,
Then
burn,
you know what? Raw in hell,
fucking
motherfucker.
burn in hell, bitch.
They ripped her piercings out. Holy shit!
Okay, that's not just rape. That's like torture and assault. Like that's the whole. That's just fucking vile and disgusting, dude. I don't even want to talk about that.
My God,
that shit
this
just
gets
makes
worse
that
and
just
worse.
makes my fucking blood boil to hear that. The fact that like that someone could do that to like a 17, 18-year-old girl
the fuck
is just
wrong with
it
you,
fucking
dude?
boggles my mind. Like, what do you live in? What is this? Iran? Do we practice Islam?
Can we wrap this dude up and like fucking throw fucking rocks at him or something?
Seriously,
dude?
like
can we have fun like that?
There is no
Like,
punishment that will equate to that
justify
crime.
that? Absolutely not. You're a fucking weirdo, bro. You're a fucking psychotic fucking ass clown
Fucking Skinners,
who
dude.
needs to be strangled to death or something like that. Like you're fucked up, dude.
Right? I mean, even putting a bullet in his head in their
that's too
head
quick,
at that point
bro.
is too easy.
The other girl had to endure how many minutes of
Yeah, exactly.
whatever bullshit? Fuck that. Then we should count for that and eye for an eye.
Wow, this gets.
It gets bad.
It gets,
All right.
it gets worse and
Nothing
worse.
that we need to describe on the air.
No.
I'm sure.
Anybody who's interested in it can go figure it out
Yeah,
themselves.
go
but
Google it. You'll find
yeah,
it.
if they're guilty,
No, something else.
so be it. But at the end of the day,
Not her.
this guy is, as of right now, he's presumed innocent.
I'll give him that.
Deshaun Watson, presumed innocent.
But they have to have his DNA. They have
Listen,
DNA.
I'll give him all that. We are in America. It's what we live for. It's what we die for. So I will give them all innocence. But I mean, some pretty overwhelming, shit, man.
Humans
You're not
are-
really making it easy.
Human beings are hardwired.
You're not making it easy
to be
bro.
really, 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 really shitty
Fucked up.
creatures. Yeah, and it's unfortunately I think it's in our nature, and like Arnold Schwarzenegger said in Terminator 2, it's in our nature to destroy ourselves, and eventually we'll do that. So,
Yep.
what we won't be doing is destroying ourselves on this show. We're gonna be back next week, Tuesday night, 8:30 sharp. We'll have all of our picks.
It's the Tuesday before.
It's the Tuesday before opening day. It
Oh
is
my God.
Christmas on Thursday.
God.
I got to work next Thursday, which sucks, but that's okay. Don't really care. We got Rams and
I gotta work too.
was it Rams Cowboys?
Yeah, I gotta work. Yep.
No, it's Bucks Cowboys on Sunday night. It was Rams and is it Rams Bengals? Is it a rematch?
No, it's the opening game.
Oh, Rams Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Right. It was
Buffalo
the
Bills. Buffalo Rams.
It was the Super Bowl that could have been. If
13 seconds.
Yeah, Buffalo Rams.
If the rules had been different in overtime, then everybody should get a fair chance.
Hey, you know what? You can blame the Colts for that, and I give you, if you want to, you can fucking
It's not even
chastise
blaming the
them,
Colts because
they suck, though, dude, for fucking throwing that into the mix.
Yeah, it's a fucking shit rule.
Fucking Colts, fuck off,
I
dude.
hate this fucking
I'm a fan. I will die a fan, but fuck
bullshit. Just
Everybody
both
deserves a
teams should have
chance.
gotten a chance. No. The
What do you
Bills
want?
had their chance. When there was 13 seconds left in the game, they kicked the ball off, and they couldn't stop the Chiefs from going like 48 yards in 13
Should we make
seconds.
4 Super Bowl trophies?
Yeah.
And give them each to every fuck,
Right.
fuck
Super
outta
Bowl
here.
number 1 goes to you.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's just do like F1 does. We'll at the podium. And they can all spray each other with champagne
Yeah.
and feel equally as good about each
Yeah,
other.
except there's no champagne.
Yeah. Let's shower each other with champagne because, hey, I won, but you finished second and you finished third, and that's really cool. No.
We love you.
And I love you. And I love you. I like you. I like you too, dog. Shit is gross. Anyway, all right, we'll be back next Tuesday night right here, Row 1, Seat 1, live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. Thank you all for joining us this evening. This show will be up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Google, wherever you get your podcasts, iHeartRadio. It'll all be on there within a couple hours of this show being finished. And obviously go over to our Facebook page, Row 1, Seat 1. Give us a like and a share and a follow there. That means a lot to us. And if you are a Spotify Premium member, we always humbly ask that you go and give us a 5-star review. and subscribe to us on Spotify. Listens don't count on Spotify. Only subscriptions do.
That's weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of a lame thing that they do, but the way it works is if you don't subscribe to the show, it doesn't really count. You can listen to it every day, but it doesn't. If you don't subscribe, it doesn't work. So if you can, get over to Spotify, give us a 5-star review, and a subscription, and we will very, very much appreciate you. We love you guys, and happy final football this weekend. There is college football this weekend, but we didn't even do the Motorsports Minute. We'll do it next week. Daytona was awesome. Formula was awesome, but we'll do it next week, and we'll get back to you after that. But nonetheless, thank you all for joining us. I am Joey Fats, Mr. Betancourt, Plizzy. That's a wrap for us. We'll see you next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Row 1 C1. Peace.
Adios.